must convene a synod. A Kylon crystal has disturbed the balance. Send forth a prior to deduce its whereabouts and report everything to the Father. Duty, honor, and doctrine compel our sacrifice. Amen, brother.
The three of you live in the surrounds of Tilverton, and Mars has recently traveled into town with his herd of goats because he needs to sell some of them off at the local marketplace that's been happening. At the moment, he is holed up in the tavern for the evening, and he is sleeping off several Jaegers.
And by sleeping, he means having several more.
You are in bed and you are roused by a noise that's happening outside. When suddenly the walls collapse and in comes a giant ogre roaring at you. Roar!
God. I knew I need an alarm clock. This is ridiculous.
What is your first course of action as the ogre raises its giant club in fear and anger?
Grief, I thought this was a peaceful town.
Oh my.
Well, I think I'll stand up and ask him at least to delay the combat long enough for me to relieve myself in the chamber pot.
So the club swings at you. Just roll a physical check, and the difficulty is 3.
So I'm rolling D6s, and I've got a +1 physical, so I'm rolling 2D6.
Correct.
Trying to get ones.
Correct.
I have a 4 and a 5.
So you and the club slam into the wall, and you take 2 injuries.
Oh, a little bit of pee came out. Oh, God.
So you take 2 injuries. That is quite a bad injury.
Good
So as
grief.
you slide down the wall, the ogre just starts smashing more of the room. Kuda! Katishakada!
This really escalated quickly.
Okay, Pivell,
Yes.
you were out for a late evening stroll. And
As
you're
I like to
walking
do.
down the street and you see some commotion down an alleyway. And from around the corner come about 8 orcs and 1 massive ogre.
Mommy. And I would say that because my mother was actually a famous adventurer named Gloria Maximus. I am going to hide.
All right, so roll a physical check to try and duck behind a vat that's in the alleyway.
Okay, so I'm rolling D2s, right?
Correct.
And I want to get ones. Okay, I did get 1-1.
Okay, so you successfully duck behind the vat. Now you see the orcs surrounding the edge of the tavern that's up ahead in the alleyway, and the ogre just smashes through the wall in anger. And you see, jumping out of bed, the local goat herd who you've often seen in the tavern drinking Jaegers, being thoroughly smashed against the wall.
Oh, my bladder.
So, Abraheem, you are dozing outside the local tavern when you are rudely awakened by falling shingles off the roof.
So they hit me, and
No, you're just sitting in the street. You just a shingle falls off the roof and hits you on the head.
so it hits me, and I wake up and quickly look around, and what do I see?
So you see a few shapes sort of jostling around near the entrance to the alleyway.
And I'm outside of the tavern?
Correct. You're kind of like dozing by the watering trough for the horses and a couple of goats.
I see these shapes, and I shake my head and think, I must have smoked too much of that grave moss. And I quickly get to my, stand up on my feet, and I try to get a better view of what these shapes are, and kind of like trying to focus in on what I'm actually seeing in the dark here.
Okay. So do a senses check, difficulty 1.
A D2,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get a 1.
Correct.
And I do not.
Okay. So you're unable to make out what these shapes are, but there's a lot of commotion that's happening. You know, it's sort of you're coming out of your smoke haze, and you know there's a lot of loud noise that's starting to happen, and you hear a lot of crashing and screaming. Oz, you need to do an emotion check. So the difficulty is equal to your number of injuries, which is currently 2. So you'll be rolling D4s.
D4s, and I have no bonus on emotion. So I'm rolling 1D4, hoping for a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
This is basically to not freak the F out, right?
Correct.
Well, we dwarves are known for emotional fortitude, so I got that. Oh, it's a 2.
All right. So you can use a story value to turn that into a 1 if you wish.
It feels non-dwarven to fail an emotion roll, so I'll blow the point.
Okay. So you
I shake it off.
you fortify yourself against the rising fear within you, and you see that you know the ogre has got his club stuck in the roofing struts, and he's just trying to get it out. And you think to yourself, what am I going to do? And you look to the big hole in the wall, and you see a way out. And there, behind a vat in the alleyway, is a man you recognize from several drinking sessions in the tavern, which is Pivell.
Must be that spat out little man, Pivell. Claims to be human, but a bit stunted.
And the ogre releases his club from it, and 2 orcs step into the room.
Oh, jeez.
Is the gap between the ogre's legs big enough for a dwarf to go between?
Yes.
Could I slide for home?
Okay. Physical check difficulty 1.
If you don't make it, you get
great.
teabagged.
Physical difficulty 1. I'm going to take the risk, Scotty.
Don't get teabagged.
There's a sword. I've done it.
So you slide underneath the ogre's legs, and you pop out in the alleyway just as all the orcs are piling into the room you were just in. So you successfully evaded that. However, they obviously saw you do it. Pivell, you see Mars sliding out of the room into the street, hop onto his feet, and is starting to head towards you.
Okay. So how many orcs were in the room? Were there 2?
You would guess about 6.
Oh, geez. Okay. I was thinking maybe of like hamster, stringing one of the ones with sticking my staff, kind of hiding behind the corner, sticking my staff out. But there's so many, I don't know if that's a good idea. How about I grab Mars by the scruff of the neck and kind of drag him into a hiding place?
Okay. So do a physical check. And
Okay.
the difficulty is going to be higher, though.
Okay.
Difficulty 2, so D4s.
Okay.
Ooh.
No, I did not make it.
Oh.
So you step out from behind the vat to grab him by the scruff of the neck, and all of the orcs see what you know that there's now this other person in the alleyway. And the ogre turns and he rips his club through the wall again. It's just bricks and mortar fly everywhere. So, Abraheem, you see
Mommy?
like a whole lot of bricks and mortar just come flying out of the entrance to the alleyway.
Okay.
I knew this town was going downhill, but this is ridiculous.
So am I, like, what side of this building am I on? Like, if this hole is coming out the back of the building, am I on that wall that it came out leaned up
for
against,
instance,
or around a
they'd be on the south side, you're on the east side.
Okay. So I just see some bricks kind of like flying past there.
And there's like a cloud of mortar dust coming out of the alleyway.
And a feeble human grunt.
Am I on the side of the building where the entrance to the tavern is?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to the entrance and I'm just going to crack the door open and peek inside to see what I see there. Just a very slight smile, like very like, carefully, like.
Okay. Yeah. So as you go to the door and you're slowly opening it up, the door bursts open, and a man, quite a well-dressed noble man, carrying an ornate ivory inlaid box, dashes out into the street, and he turns and he sees you and he says, "They're coming for me! They're coming for me!" Okay, so Mars, you are now in the alleyway with Pivell, and the 6, 7, 8 orcs are stepping out of the building. They're all brandishing their falchions, and they are heading towards your position at a rapid rate.
Oh, geez.
With Ogre in tow.
I'll announce I offered you the chance to use the chamber pot. You give me no choice. I'll have to draw the line, as we dwarves say. I'll draw the line in front of me because I can't fight on a full bladder. But that should keep them fighting me instead of Pivell.
All right, so you're attempting to intimidate them, so we'll do an emotion check.
Yes, exactly.
So you have a difficulty of 3.
Ooh, D6s?
Yeah.
On emotion. Ooh, no bonus. So I'm rolling 1d6 going for a 1. Come on, baby. Give me that Cyclops. Oh, 3. So I pee on my own leg again.
Who got out here?
It's hard to control us.
Pivell, obviously your drunken friend has seriously misunderestimated the fighting force of these orcs. What do you wish to do?
Mars, they don't seem very scared. I think we should get out of here.
It's good thinking.
So you hear from down the alleyway someone screaming, "Help! They're trying to get me!"
Oh, okay. So do we see Abraheem?
You do not. You can see out of the alleyway into the street.
Okay.
But it's a darkened street, and the lamplighters have been neglecting their work, and only one of several lights is actually ablaze.
Okay. I am going to. I kind of shoot Mars a glance, like, "Let's get the hell out of here," and run towards that noise. And as I run, I'm yelling, "Fire! Fire! Fire!"
Okay. So, Abraheem, you are now standing in the street, and there's this well-dressed nobleman who has just dashed out of the tavern, and you hear coming from the alleyway around the corner, "Fire! Fire! Fire!" And bursting into the street is Mars and Pivell, who again you recognize as your local drinking partners in this very same tavern.
Do I recognize the well-dressed man in any way?
Roll a mental check.
Nice.
Difficulty.
And what am I rolling for that?
Difficulty 2. D4.
D4, and if I have a +1,
So you then roll a second
if I have a
D4.
+1 and I'm rolling 2 D4s.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm looking for a 1.
Correct.
Nope.
Nope.
Ooh.
So you do not recognize this person in any way, shape, or form.
Hey,
but I
Scotty and
do
Jeremy.
However,
Players moment.
I'll give you an
Don't forget your story
opportunity
points.
to do a
right.
a perception check, difficulty 2. So a look.
Sorry,
so
say that again.
I'll give you an opportunity to do a senses check, difficulty 2.
Okay. Aha!
So on the man's coat, you notice an insignia, which is for the local librarian guild. So you know that there is quite a large library in Tilverton. So, I mean, you know this, having lived in the town, that there's a very large library, and this must be one of the librarians.
Okay, but I do recognize a friend yelling fire.
Yes.
So I kind of look around back and forth, and my eyes eventually lock on Pivell, and I look at him and I look down the street in the opposite direction, which this librarian-related fellow is running, and I look at Pivell and I'd say, I suppose we run. And I just start running towards him and past him.
Okay. So, Mars, you get rudely thrust out into the street, and you notice your friend Abraheem is there with some guy who's well-dressed, well above your station as a goatherd, and you know everything is starting to become clear as the cobwebs of your last Jaeger dice are starting to disappear in your mind as the adrenaline is forcing it out of your body. You do have a look up the street. Please do a senses check, difficulty 1.
Senses, I have no bonus.
So a single.
So come on,
D6.
baby. Oh, snake. So I fail.
Okay, so you are stumbling out and you see Abraham, who's running towards you, and from behind, Pivell comes out and he's kind of like got you by the scruff and is leading you down the street towards the docks.
Can I pull free and buy them some time by engaging the ogre?
If you wish.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I only have a few injuries. I could sustain more.
Hey, Mars, that liquid courage is going to wear off.
All right. Well, let me roll my own personal roll. On a 1, 2, 3,
okay.
I'll be foolish and stay. On a 4, 5, 6, I'll listen to Pivell. It's a 5. All right. Then I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Okay. So you are also now heading down to the docks. So all three of you are heading in this direction.
Tiny legs.
The librarian is starting to pull ahead. He's getting in front of you, and he's screaming the whole time, "We have to get to the docks! They're coming for me!" And from
Is he the guy with the box?
He's got this ornate inlaid box that's inlaid. You can see it. It's under his arm. And he is constantly looking behind himself, and he's absolutely terrified. And you see in all the buildings as you're going along, the lamps inside are being lit. So the whole street is lighting up almost like an aircraft runway towards the docks, which is still dark and you can't see anything there. From behind, you hear the orcs and the ogre, and you can all three of you do a census check, difficulty 1.
Nice.
Oh, I got this.
Got it.
I did not.
I got it.
Okay. So, Abraheem, you see another 2 ogres coming from different alleyways, stepping into the street and continuing after you.
So they're behind us?
They're behind you now, and they're making chase. And then Mars, you hear a lot more commotion in the streets surrounding, and screams and crying and shrieks of sudden death shrieks. So the town is in a great dilemma at this point.
gods. Oh, and DM, we were running for the docks, right?
You're running towards the docks,
And-
yeah.
And these docks, are these river docks?
You live in the town is in an inlet to a river, and out in the bay is the Tilverton old fortress, which is basically an island where it's all cliff faces. So it's the whole thing is just one circle of cliffs, and on top of that is this old ruined fortress.
And what have we for boats on the docks here, or have we just run out to our graves?
Well, you having never really spent a lot of time in the docks fishing or anything like that, because most of the time you're out in the fields goat herding, you don't know a lot about the docks, because your favorite tavern is behind you being destroyed.
Good God.
Mars, is there anything on your trip to the docks, is there anything you wish to do before you arrive?
It seems we're giving up the town, aren't we, gentlemen?
It does
Good
seem that
God.
way.
You
What
know
else
the
can we
worst-
do?
Well, if maybe we can save a few innocents, or should we just make for the boats?
I think we got
I'm
to
not
get
sure
out of
what's
here.
fair. I'm facing a dilemma here. I'm lawful good.
And let's be clear, under character creation, we have proficiencies in some weapons, but that does not mean we have them.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
I only have one weapon, right? Well, no, I might have two.
Unless you sleep with the shovel.
I don't even have my trusty shovel. Do I have to
No,
erase
you
shovel?
do have your shovel. I mean, it's strapped to your back.
It's on my belt.
Yeah.
Gee, oh, it's on my belt.
Man, that's
If
tough.
only my mother was here.
Then I'm gonna have to. Is it my go right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to sacrifice whatever time a turn is to at least call out to my townsfolk who I've been drinking and cooking and farming with for years out in the outskirts, and who've showed me such hospitality and introduced me to these fine gentlemen. I at least have to waste one. I have to tarry a moment, and I have to say, "Ye folk of Tilverton, for all the gods, to the docks now, save yourselves, come this way."
All right.
I can't just run. I have to tarry.
So do a social check difficulty
Friend, you
1.
can scream and run.
Awesome.
Well, you go out in the street and
Social-
scream all the time, so they don't know if they believe you.
Oh, I got it.
Oh!
The town is rousing. People are to their windows and starting to throw their chamber pots at the attacking horde, but
Ooh, I
seemingly
get
to
mark
no
that
avail.
down.
All right. So,
XP mark.
Pivell, is there anything you wish
Yes.
to do while you're heading towards the docks?
So Mars is, you're still locomoting, right? You're still heading towards the dock. You're just
Yeah.
screaming, right?
I think I had to stop and turn back, and
Oh,
this
okay.
is my town, man. You guys go ahead and scout out the moorage. I'm gonna tarry here.
All right, don't tarry too long. We gotta get out of here. So
Roger.
yeah, I'm just running full tilt towards the docks because I know that's kind of our only escape here. And I'm gonna scream too. Danger, whatever. I can't think of anything right now, but that the people got to get out of here. It's
Okay, so
that's
do a
basically,
social check
the
difficulty
end,
1.
the end of our town, I think. So I'm just screaming like a manic Paul Revere.
So social check difficulty 1.
Okay. Oh,
Fire seemed to have quite an effect.
Yeah. Okay, crap, I failed both. I'm going to use a story point to change it to a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're screaming this as you guys are running towards the dock, and you're running past the city guardsman guardhouse that's in the area. And some guardsmen burst out of the room. What's happening? Where is the enemy?
Down the street, man!
They
Abraheem,
went that way.
Abraheem.
Okay, so Mars has planted his dwarfish feet on
Yeah,
the
so-
ground, standing
He's
his
a few
ground.
meters behind you now. You've been running.
Pivell is running forward. This gentleman carrying the box, how far ahead of me is he? Like, is he close enough that I could, in one turn, try to run and lunge for him?
Yeah, you could basically grab him right now. He's that close to you.
Okay, Abraham is going to look back at the orcs or at these creatures following us and say, "This must be a special box." And I'm going to lunge at him and I'm going to try to grab him and grab hold of this thing that he's holding so preciously.
Okay, so it's a physical check, and the difficulty will be 1.
Go, Abraheem, go.
Yeah, go Abraheem. Roll him up.
Abraheem.
Ha ha! Yes.
Okay, so you tackle this guy, and he goes crashing to the ground. No! And the box just goes dunk, dunk, dunk down the road towards the docks. We'll all be doomed. What are you doing? So the city guards people are coming out, and they're like, "It's the sage. Why does the sage have the box?"
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, Maz, you are steadfast standing there with a horde of now about 55 orcs and 5 ogres are coming towards you. From the side comes a well-armored knight on a horse, and sort of the horse steadies in front of you, and this knight's, "You shall not pass, assholes!" So the other guards people that were coming from behind are now rallying to this guy and they are surrounding your position, and you now have them between you and the orcs and the ogres. What do you want to do?
Do we have any women and children that are getting out of the town heading for the docks, or?
You hear a lot of screams and, squelching noises and cries for help and cries for mommy.
Okay, I'm going to have to rely on Pivell and Abraheem, who I know are heroic gentlemen based on their drinking appetites. I have to hold the line. We have to get the people out of the town, at least as many as we can. So, again, I will, as Abraheem has said, plant my dwarven boots. Let them come.
So you are
50 of them.
So you have.
That's what it takes. But we have to get as many of us out of here as we can. We can't just flee on our own. That's unacceptable.
So you have your crook, and you're standing there with the rest of the guardsmen. And some of them are doing a bit of a sideways glance and sort of mutter under their breath, "The bravery of this dwarf." I'm going to give you 1 story value point, which is an experience point in story value, which also gives you 1 story value token that you can use only for this session. So, Pivell, you reach the docks. And you reach the docks. It's not very well lit. And there are several large fishing boats, but down the end you do see a single rowboat that you feel you may actually be able to, maneuver on your own.
Control, right. How far ahead am I of the box that went rolling down the...
The box is basically has rolled and is now at rest on the dock itself.
The dock itself? Okay.
Yeah.
So how close am I to it?
A couple of feet.
Okay. So I scream at the guy. I grab the box.
Yeah.
And I scream at the guy, What is this box? What is it? Why are they after this box?
It's our only hope. We need to get it to the fortress.
Why?
He's busy trying to kick Abraheem off. It's the only thing that can save us.
Scotty, you're the best.
It's the only thing that can save us from this horde.
So where's the fortress?
Out in the bay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I quickly yell to my friends, my drinking buddies, Abraheem and Mars, get over here. We need to get this to the fortress. I'm like, Mars, you fool. You can't fight these guys.
Right. Abraham.
So Abraham gets up, kind of gives this sage a look of like, sorry. Pulls his shovel off his back and looks at Mars and says, Mars, I would like to share many more drinks with you, and I don't think that's happening if you face this horde. And I say we make haste, and I start heading towards Pivell and the dog.
Okay. Do a social check, difficulty 1.
Is he convincing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So your character is, you feel convinced by the story. Now, you don't have to follow it, but you do feel very convinced by what he has said.
Right.
There'll be kind of a conflict of,
Correct.
are you going to follow your friend or are you going to stay here and...
While Mars is considering his position, the librarian has gotten to his feet and is heading towards Pivell, while looking back towards the rank of soldiery that has started to appear.
Are there any innocents who have found their way to boats?
Not that you can tell, no.
Oh, man. That's not good. I don't know if we can just walk away from a town being annihilated so we can save ourselves.
I'm a gravedigger and you're a sheep herder.
Why, sir?
How much have you been
chosen
drinking?
a humble life? I'll not change my principles now simply because 50 ogres are running my way.
That's the drink talking. Get your ass over here.
Barely keep track of 50 sheep. How
Here's
can
the
you
deal.
keep track of
At
50
least
ogres?
one innocent has to get themselves on a boat before I will move these feet.
You've never even seen an ogre in an orc. Get your ass over here.
How do you know the sage himself is not an innocent?
Do you guys want to live?
Really big and mean.
You want to live imagining the dead women and children of Tilverton for the rest of your lives, or do you want to stand here?
I will bury them when I get home, but if I don't get out of here, nobody's going to bury them. What are you going to do with all these bodies if there's no gravedigger? They're going to rot and they're going to smell. Do you want to smell? That's how you get a smell.
I'll not be the first Tilvertonian on a boat.
So while this is happening, the orcs and the guards have engaged with one another, and limbs, heads, weapons are flying asunder. You essentially have moments to make a decision as to whether to run or to die.
Does it look like the guards are going to be overwhelmed?
They are pretty much already overwhelmed.
Okay, there you go.
Ah, God, it's against everything I believe in.
I know, but sometimes you have to make that hard choice,
So the guy on the horse who has chopped the limbs off several orcs and cut the head off an ogre has ended up on the ground, and he's bleeding, and he's done for. And he coughs up blood in your direction and says, "Kick the librarian to the fucking fortress, will ya?" And then,
On that, I'll
dies.
That was
Can
the
I
10th
take his
sign that
weapon
you should
from him
leave.
and deal a final stroke in his honor? Lend me your sword, dead man,
So
and
you
I'll
can- you
finish
can
your
pick-
vengeance once and for
You
all.
can pick up his sword if you like.
I will, and I'll make one strike before I flee.
Okay.
I won't just run away from my own damn town without swinging a sword at least once.
So you can attack one orc, and because of the amount of allies that you have, your combat
I'll also
score
throw a
is
story
6,
point
so
at
you
it.
get D4s.
Can I throw a story point at it for D2s?
Correct? You have a sword.
I know nothing about swords.
Correct.
So I'm sitting on 1D2, right?
Correct.
Come on. Oh, my goodness. It's a sword. It's a sword.
So you successfully thrust the sword into the chest of a...
I'll take my hand off it and leave it in the beast.
The orc is like... Yeah! As it gets sort of, pulled back into the horde, it sort of falls back and gets trampled to death by its own allies.
God, somebody drag me out of here.
So you turn and start running, and you can feel the swooshing of falchions behind you, attempting to slash your back, but they are not reaching you. Okay, Pivell.
Okay, so the librarian got back up, right? And he's heading towards us,
heading
towards
to
me?
the boat that you were looking at.
Okay, the boat could fit all 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm screaming at Mars, trying to get his ass over here. And I see that Abraheem is still running towards me, so I'm cool with that. And the librarian, I think, well, probably we should take this librarian because he can tell us what the hell this thing is, since we're not all that smart and we don't know what it is. So, yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get the boat ready as well as I know how. Like, I got the rope undone, but it's like, I'm still holding the end of the rope, so it's pulled up against the dock, but I could just let it go, and then the boat would kind of go back.
In the boat, there are 2 oars,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a box that has some like fishing tackle and that kind of stuff in it. And obviously, you've got the rope that it's tethered to the thing, and you're kind of just holding on to that rope. It has been released from the dock. Okay. Abraheem.
Where did this box actually end up in all this kerfuffle?
Pivell has it. He's placed it.
I threw it in the boat.
He's got it.
You have it. Okay. I am like Abraheem at this point just grabs Mars by the scruff of his neck and just starts dragging him, and he's much heavier than this skinny old gravedigger, but he just starts to try to drag him and make haste towards the boat where Pivell is.
Okay, so you pile into the boat with Mars, and Pivell, I assume you release the rope.
Mm-hmm.
So the fighting continues down to the docks, and the guardsmen are attempting to make a valiant stand, but you can see that they are vastly outnumbered and are being completely decimated. So you are now floating out into the bay, and the librarian says, we have to get to the fortress. We have to get to the fortress.
Tell us why.
God damn it!
Or we are not smart.
Matter. We gotta get there. No, we
What do you want of me? Plot revelation?
It's the only way.
I am curious.
It's the only way to save the town. We have to use the oar.
Abraheem just grabs the 2 oars that are in the boat and throws them at his 2 friends, takes his shovel, and just starts paddling with his shovel.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna
And
do
you,
We're gonna
So
do
we're
you
desperately trying
librarian,
to
you
paddle,
speak
yeah.
of saving the town. You've just done the opposite, my friend.
No, the only way to save the town is with the orb. So, Abraheem, you need to do an education check, difficulty 1, to row the boat.
Can I take a brief moment to say, fuck yeah.
Abraham is able to row the boat with his shovel.
You do get an experience in education.
Oh yeah, that's
There are
All right.
not many cooler ways to get experience than to row a boat with a shovel.
on this day, Abraheem had with him his finest shovel. For it was a Tuesday.
It gleamed
And
in the
Tuesday was
moonlight
the
as
day
he was
that he
digging the
used his
water.
finest shovel.
You wouldn't know a fine shovel if it hit you over the head.
Right, Mars.
Good grief. So we're riding in the boat while Abraheem rows. He threw an oar at me, but I don't really catch things. I'm going to have to look back at Tilverton and spend this time on the rowboat singing the dirge of the dwarves, which goes something like, oh, because all the innocence. This librarian is making me sick with his tactics.
So the librarian places
When
his
I'm
hand
done
on your
singing,
shoulder.
I'm going to have to glare at him.
The librarian places his hand on your shoulder and says, "Do not worry, my friend. They will be avenged by our actions."
The worrying is for humans. I'm singing to send their souls to the great feast.
Sing your song, dwarf, for we shall soon
I was until you
lay
interrupted
waste
me.
to this horde.
Back to your ivory box, you pin in a grenade.
Sing a song of glaring.
Okay. So you are now rowing out into the bay. I assume that you want to go towards the fortress, but you can make any other decision that you like.
Hell no, I'm not rowing.
So, yeah, no, I'm talking about the other people.
I'm rowing.
Okay,
I'm
I
rowing
see.
for two.
I see Abraheem rowing, and the boat's kind of going in a weird way because you got to have two oars, right? So we're not going anywhere right now. So I grab the other oar and I'm like trying to correct as well. I mean, I'm not a fisherman. I've never really been in a boat, and I'm just kind of doing the best I kind of know how, which is not great.
Education difficulty 1.
No wonder she spat you out. You can't even row a boat.
But I did make
Hey!
it.
So you get 1 education experience, and you right the boat, so the boat stops going in circles and starts heading towards the island.
Well done, Pivell.
And I'm like, well, while we have some time, I should tell you the story of my mother when she defeated the horde of orcs by herself. She could have defeated that all by herself.
Mm.
And the librarian
Get
says
with
to
your
you,
mother.
You guys have heard this
librarian
like
says
already
to
like
you,
100 times already.
the librarian says to you, what was your mother's name?
Like, you're not even sure you believe me that I had like a famous mother who like had me and just spat me out and just left me at this peasant hovel and went back to adventuring like almost immediately.
So just
like
the librarian asks you, what was your mother's name?
Gloria Maximus.
Oh, I've heard tales of the Maximus journeys across the Southlands.
Yes, she is so famous. I am her son.
Oh,
I don't have her last
met and
name.
Shakes your hands. I heard all about the tale of the one-eyed colossus that she slayed in Victorian.
Oh, I've heard that many times, many times. I've told it to these guys many times.
We've all heard it many times.
The one
I have never heard the story.
A metaphor for their outdated corn farming practices.
But unfortunately, we do not have time for tales, as we must head towards the fortress. And he sort of stands on the front of the boat with his hand out. For we must place the orb. And as he's standing there, a crocodile comes out, grabs his arm, and pulls him down off the boat.
Holy
into the
shit. Oh my God, there's crocodiles? Sweet Jesus.
All right, Mars, I say you're the only one not holding something, so why don't you try to grab this fool and pull him back out of the water?
The crocodile grabbed the librarian?
Jumped out of the water, grabbed his arm, and basically took him under with it.
Are we still in like an order of turns here, or
Well, it
are
is
we free to react?
It is Mars's turn.
Okay.
And what of the ivory box?
You guys have the ivory boxes in the bottom of the boat.
Oh, he doesn't have it in his hands.
No.
Yeah, that would be a bit.
Oh, he's already gone. I didn't like that NPC anyway.
Mars, now we don't know what to do with this thing.
Abraheem
we
is
do.
definitely going to try to hit this alligator over the head with a shovel as the dwarf starts singing like a dirge.
So, Pivell, it is your turn.
Oh, right. I'm on the other side of the boat, so I can't do anything. I'm just like, what? I'm just yelling at Mars. Mars, grab him. We don't know what to do without this guy. I don't know what to do with this box.
So, Abraham, you are on the side where he was pulled down. It's your turn.
Is he already like underwater, gone?
There's bubbles.
Okay, it might be dirge time.
Okay. So you said there was a box of like fishing.
The top of the man comes up. You can see that he has lost his forearm and his other arm has gone into the boat like this. And he's like, oh my God, what the? And he's starting to pull back and and he rips an amulet off of his neck and just thrusts it into the base of the boat as he's pulled underneath the water, and a big plume of bloody bubbles appears.
And so there's an amulet that's now in the bottom of the
Correct.
On the floor of the boat.
Correct.
Okay, well, Abraham is still like, he doesn't quite notice that, and he just takes his shovel and he just slams it into the water, like on the edge, just trying to connect with this alligator or crocodile or whatever it is, with all his strength.
Okay. So you connect with the water, but you fail to connect with the crocodile. All right. So you are continuing towards the island. All seems bleak.
Could I tend to some wounds?
Yeah. So
Good
we'll
idea,
consider this a quick rest. Sorry, we'll consider this a short rest.
Let me just fix this broken finger. There we go. Ogres always go for the fingers.
You must roll to heal one of your injuries. So the difficulty is 2, and you use a Constitution roll.
AI, finally, 2d4, going for a 1. Here we go.
So you
Come on, dwarf
you gain
Constitution.
an injury back, so you're only at 1 injury.
Ah, I got it.
All right.
Yes,
you get it.
Nice.
So you are now only at 1 injury.
1 injury. I gotta say, Gareth,
So
I
now-
love the rarity of success makes success feel fucking awesome.
So Pivell, it is your turn. Do you want to do an action, or do you want to do an attention?
I'll do attention.
Okay, so do you want to look out? Do you want to listen out? Do you want to smell out? Do you want to taste out?
Well, after what happened with the librarian, which is pretty
Take a
unsettling.
drink.
Keep your arms inside the car.
I'm very attentive and nervous after what happened with the librarian and the crocodile who ate him in front of us.
Okay. You are also rowing, so you don't get as much of a bonus to attention, but you get 1 extra dice. So
Okay,
you
cool.
do a senses check with that extra dice, and the difficulty is
the
2.
census? Okay, 2. Gotcha. Okay, got it.
All right.
Hey.
So you do see the eyes of crocodiles at various points glinting off the moonlight as you are rowing through the dark waters of this bay. And so you are directing people as to not to go to certain directions because there are obviously crocodiles there, and you're able to see where all of them are. All right.
Okay, Abraheem feels something bump his back, and it's me sliding on the seat as far away from the edge of the boat as I can possibly get.
All right, Abraheem. So
Like we're virtually back to back.
It's a little bit
Well,
awkward.
we are, not
That way I
virtually,
don't
we
get
are.
eaten.
It's a very small boat.
Right. So we keep kind of nudging each other. Like I imagine that he nudges me over a little bit, and then like I nudge him over a little bit, and then he nudges me.
Fighting for the exact center.
Fighting
of the
for the
boat.
most room to the edge of the boat, right?
All right. So Abraheem.
And still paddle.
So Abraheam, as he's rowing, he eyes this amulet that's fallen on the floor of the boat here, and you see him kind of like take one hand off and start just kind of rowing with one hand. And he reaches out and he grabs this amulet and picks it up to take a look at it to see if he recognizes anything about it.
Okay.
Having seen many dead people wearing much jewelry.
Okay.
In his
so
days.
it will be difficulty 3.
Oh, that's high.
So
Okay, so that's
So
it's
are
D6. Yeah. Okay.
Garrett has been waiting weeks to just tell somebody that's difficulty 3.
wait till I pull out the 6s, bro.
So it is difficulty
Oh, God.
3. What of what is it? What's
Education. Sorry.
Education.
So it's D6s.
So that's a
Okay, so-
1d6. Oh gosh.
Yeah, well, I'm going to. So I can spend a token to reduce that to a
2.
difficulty of 2 or
Yeah.
2.
If you want, you can make it a difficulty of 4. You can go the other way.
But can I not also spend a token to make my roll a 1?
If you
After I
roll
roll?
a 2. If you roll a 2.
If you roll a
If
2,
if I roll
yeah.
a 2,
Yeah.
The mouse guard dice make it really simple because they're fail and succeed.
Oh, are they? That's
Same
cool.
if you're using fate dice.
okay.
Oh,
So
right,
I'm
right. I didn't even think about the fate dice. Right.
I'm going to spend a token to reduce the difficulty to 2.
Okay.
And
Good move.
So now I can spend another one. Is that correct? I have to do something different.
Correct.
So I can turn this one into a 1,
Correct.
right?
If it's a 2,
Oh, cool.
yes.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay. So you recognize this emblem. You have buried many educated men, of old age and young in the graveyard of Tilverton. And you remember, sitting outside the tavern during one of their wakes as they discussed the power of the orb and the amulet that unlocks the weapon.
Oh,
The weapon.
The weapon.
the weapon.
Not
yeah.
one of these things. Oh.
Abraheem just plays it cool. She just plays it cool, like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to this.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's the
deal.
Canadian
No big
way.
deal. And he's just gonna keep rowing.
All right. Okay, so you reach the base of the cliffs that rise out of the dark waters in the bay, and you know from having lived in this area that these cliffs are, the whole island is just cliffs, and the fortress sits on top of it. Mars.
Must be dwarven stonework.
It is dwarven.
Well, if I
stonework.
know how they build these island fortresses, there's always at least 1 or 2 aquatic entrances. So, my goodness.
Do you really want to go in the water, Mars?
No, never. There are things that swim better than me. They're called rocks. So I need to, I think I'll do it. Can I do a mental on
Yep.
where would it had to be dwarven slaves who did the stonework for this fortress. Otherwise, they never would have accomplished this on an island. And to it, maybe where we could find a landing tunnel for a boat such as ours.
So do a mental check, difficulty 2.
Nice. Okay, 2d4, going for a 1. They're both metal, so it matters. Come on! I got one. 1 and a 3.
Okay, great.
Nice.
So yes, you
Okay, that's a mental
remember your
experience.
grandfather talking to you about the times when the fortress was built by your family members, and that's why your family lived in Tilverton to begin with.
That's
So-
a touching explanation.
You remember tales of an obfuscated entrance where if you pass at a certain angle, you can see into an opening cave, but only from certain angles. So from from out in the bay, it looks like one cliff face, but if you're close, you can kind of row in behind this little section.
The Dwarven Way.
The Dwarven Way. Okay, Pivell.
So, did we all see Abraheem like grab the amulet?
You can do a senses check.
Okay.
That's a good
what
question,
difficulty?
Scotty. Goddamn.
Difficulty equal to Abraheem's level.
Abraheem was not trying to hide grabbing it. He was just trying to hide his like recognition of it.
Okay. So then we'll do it's against his emotion, so it will be 1. Difficulty 1.
Okay.
He tried to pull a Natalie Portman when he had the realization.
Okay, I got it.
Nice.
So when I saw him grab it, I know that, you know, Abraheem is not good with hiding things. Like when he has an idea or something, it like shows on his face. Like he's like, oh, I got an idea in my head. You know, he's like totally shows on his face, right? And I can read him like a book, right? So I'm going to backtrack in time a little bit. We were in the boat, and when he grabs it and he's like, oh, I know what it is. I want to like read his face to see if he's like kind of recognized it or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
so you did the check,
something.
right? Were you successful or not successful? Yeah. So
I wasn't
you
successful.
He was successful.
you know that he's recognized this amulet.
Okay.
Abraheem had kind of looked at it and went,
Pivell's like,
Like noted. Okay, right.
he recognizes this face from many games of cards.
Right. He's a horrible poker player. Okay, back to the island.
All right. So Abraheem.
So we're headed towards this this entrance here, but so he has just picked up this amulet and kind of looked at it, and he he looks around at his friends.
it is Halloween after all, Charlie Brown.
Did he tuck it under his clothes?
No, he had a little too much pride. His stupidity was he wanted you to kind of see that he had it.
Oh, gotcha.
And just to see if anybody would question it. He was just like a 2-year-old trying to get away with it, like when they're trying to like touching something they're not supposed to.
Do a senses check. Difficulty 1.
I love his DM.
No.
You failed the put on necklace roll?
All right. So you are assisting with the rowing towards where we assume that this inlet is located. So we're back to Mars. Mars, you can do a
waiting
census
on a
check.
boat is not something that dwarves are particularly fond of.
You can do a census check. The difficulty is 2.
I would like to know how long I have to stand here.
The difficulty is
Can
2.
Difficulty 2?
Yeah.
So D4 on census, and I don't have a bonus. Here we go. I made it. 1.
Okay.
Oh my God, with a plastic dice. There, it's right that one. You see it?
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So you hear above you.
How long do I have to put up with this nautical term? Oh, Jesus.
And across the moonlight, you see the large, formidable, but recognizable wings of a buzzard.
Stop rowing, Abraheem.
Why don't we
Stop
get off
rowing.
this boat? Don't we want to get off this boat?
The harbinger of our enemy has come.
They're just buzzards.
So are we kind of in D&D land where sensing, you can still do something after you sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's like perception plus action, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. It doesn't take any action to perceive something.
How far is the buzzard?
They are about halfway up the cliff.
It's not that far. Can a stick be thrown that far?
Yeah, you would probably be able to make it, yes.
I am going to try to drop the buzzard.
Okay.
Because it was them. They brought this upon our town. Damn buzzards. They took my mother.
They don't cause everything, Mars.
While Pivell was being spat out, I was watching my mother be carried into the sky by buzzard.
No one believes that story. Now,
Not
my
anymore.
story is true. Yours isn't.
It's only ever true the first time you tell it.
The epistemology of our backgrounds remains to be determined.
All right, so
But for now, I will throw a stick at this damn bird.
Okay, so you are doing essentially a surprise attack against the bird. You just happen to have a stick about your person in your feed bag for some reason.
Well, there's an extra oar. There's an extra oar
There's an
because I'm
extra
using
oar.
my
You
shovel
can
still.
you can use an oar if you like.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Thanks for the convenient telepathy. I will indeed use the oar as a javelin.
All right. So
That means fin side on the back.
okay. So you need to work out your combat advantage. So you start with a 1 because you're ready and able to attack. You have surprise,
I have
which
surprise.
gives you another 2. The opponent is unarmed, gives you 4. Ranged advantage, he will be in close range, so that's 6 d4s. And
Awesome.
favorite
I had
enemy.
five. I had
Sorry.
5 ready.
Favorite enemy.
Oh,
makes
favorite
it
enemy,
7.
right.
So you roll d2s.
Oh, sweet. 6 D2s. Yeah, I got
You
this.
can't possibly miss that, right?
No, you roll
Even
one
if I was rolling
d2.
64s, I totally hit it.
You roll 1d2.
1D2?
Yep.
Okay, I'll roll the big one then. It's a 1.
All right.
Oh,
So you hit the buzzard, and the oar drops down into the water. There's like a few feathers come floating down, and the buzzard is now angered and flying towards your position. So in initiative,
Oh.
Good.
The initiative is everyone. Each one of you is 1, and the buzzard is 3. So the buzzard goes first. So the buzzard is attacking. So the buzzard chooses
just
to
one-
attack, and I'm rolling for this. It chooses to attack Mars.
You're damn right. If it weren't for these damn buzzards, those orcs would have never known where to attack.
So the buzzard will start. I'll just so that for
you and the
completeness,
buzzards.
just for completeness, so that you can understand how the advantage system works. I'll just tell you what the buzzard is getting. So he has 1 for base. He gets 1 for higher ground because he's attacking from above. So it is a 2. So it rolls d12s. Now a
Oh
buzzard.
man, this buzzard sucks.
A buzzard has a weapon proficiency of 3 in its claw attack and 4 in its beak. So it's going to attack with its beak.
So that means 3 12s and 4 12s, right, Gareth?
4 12s plus the base 12 as well. So 5 12.
Awesome. It
And
makes a
fails
ton
to
of
hit you.
detailed statistical sense.
So it swoops through past you and you manage to dodge out of the way as it flies back up into the sky. Okay.
It's trying to nest in my hair.
So you all at the same initiative. So you can choose who goes first and you can choose the order in which you go. If you can't make a decision, then we roll it off.
Well,
Abraheem,
Mars, since you were the one that dived at it, why don't you go first?
Oh my gosh. Well, it flew back up, right?
Yeah, it's just gone past you, yeah.
I think as far as honor concerned, I've counted coup on that buzzard.
So Mars will go first. Who will go second?
Abraheem has his shovel ready.
Yeah, go with the shovel.
Okay, so it's Mars, then Abraheem, and then Pivell. Mars, you get an attack. So the bird has flown past you, so you can actually attack it from behind. So you have a base of 1. You get rear attack known because it knows of your position. So that's 3. That makes 4. It's unarmed because it has no weapons. So that's 5. You have favorite enemy. It's 6. So you get to roll a d4.
Here we go. It is a 4.
Okay.
I suck.
So you don't even hit its tail feathers.
Overtaken by rage.
So Abraheem, it's now your turn.
Don't rock the boat.
So
is
essentially,
this thing?
Essentially, you get the same score, but you don't get the favorite enemy. So you drop to 5, which is d6s.
Okay. So and this thing is still close enough that I can try to hit it with my shovel, like
Correct.
in melee. So I'm just rolling 1d6.
Correct.
For 1 then.
Yeah.
I in any campaign and I've seen someone hit a buzzard with a shovel.
No, not this time because it's swinging.
Sorry, you broke up. What did you say?
Abraham swings and gets nothing but tail feathers.
All right, and Pivell. So you
Okay, I'm starting to get worried.
Actually, you need to re-roll that, Jeremy. I made a mistake because you will actually get 1 for an ally because Brandon attacked it before you. So you will actually be rolling d4s and not d6s. You re-roll with d4s. The reason you're re-rolling is I made a mistake with the advantages because you get 1 ally from the fact that Brandon attacked before you did. So you get an ally advantage.
Right.
Which changes the d6.
Okay, so that's
to
changing it to a
d4s.
d4 then.
Correct, yeah.
Not even close. 4. The 4.
Okay.
That whole thing was so you would win.
So, Scotty, you now get...
It's a shovel and a bird. Have you ever seen anybody successfully hit a shovel?
Okay.
And you still haven't.
So, Scotty, you are the same score, except you get an extra 1 because now 2 people have attacked before you. So you have
Okay.
2 allies. So you go down to D2s.
Because these guys are jumping around the boat, I assume standing up and this thing, right? And
Yeah.
so what's the boat doing? Is it
So
in danger of capsizing, or are we okay?
It's starting to rock a little bit, but it's okay at this point.
Okay, so it's okay. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna swing the oar at it.
Okay. So you roll
One
D2s.
of my friends.
Roll D2s. You only have 1.
1d2. All right. Hit.
Now, one of the things you can
My
do,
mother Maximus.
one of the things you can do with story value is you can actually say, I want that to be a critical. So whenever you succeed, you can say, I want that to be a critical success. So you spend a story value token, and then something much better happens.
Spend a story point to get a crit.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see. So
My goodness.
when you
I absolutely love this adventure.
when you succeed, you can choose to spend a story value point. Okay, did you get that?
I did, yeah.
And then you get an automatic critical, and that is then something more spectacular happens.
Okay. So it's more like, could I kill the bird with just hitting it? Or do I
It depends on how many injuries the bird has. You know,
I see.
I kind of make a decision on the fly, but it is way cooler.
It is cool. It is cool. Okay, what the heck? I'll spend the story token because I want to see what happens.
Okay. So normally you would cause 1 injury, right?
Uh-huh.
But You give the almightiest friggin' swing on the back of this buzzard, and it's a and it's just a huge plume of feathers as you do 3 injuries to this thing, and it careens into the water. All right. Now it's flapping around in the water.
Still alive, boys.
Did you get all of that or not?
It's still alive, boys. Boys.
Sorry, did you get all of that?
But it's in the ocean. What harm can it do?
Kill it!
All right. So it's now its turn. So because it's got 3 injuries, it has to do an emotion check. So the emotion.
I love watching buzzards make emotion checks as they plunge into the ocean.
So a buzzard has an emotion score of 0, so it rolls 1 dice, and the difficulty is equal to its injuries, which is 3. So that is d6s. So the buzzard is now flapping away, trying to get out of the water, and he's moving very rapidly away from your position.
Assemble the bird slayer.
You have successfully dispatched of the buzzard. Oh, nice rolling trade.
Thank you.
Well done, Pivell.
So you are now maneuvering.
Mother Maximus is in me. My career has started.
You are now maneuvering into the very narrow, it's basically just wide enough for you to fit your oars and your shovel into the water to row down into this cave. And as you emerge inside the cave, there's a small little jetty and a rickety old boat in the jetty, and you see a stairway up to a portcullis.
Oh, can we open the box and actually see what's in it? We never really thought that, did we?
Okay, just the way things have been going.
Please, no.
Not sure.
I think Abraheem looked at the other boat first.
Yeah, Abraheem's taking a look at the other boat that's already tied up there.
Okay, so the other boat is essentially identical to the boat you're in. It's a little bit older and a little bit more worn, and you find a single weapon in there of your choice.
Oh.
Bam, nice.
So if you look
at
at
the choice, okay, what do you guys using? What do you want?
It's going to be a short sword because I'm proficient in that. It's absolutely going to be.
Scotty, where you at on weapon? Dreaming of?
What am I dreaming of?
Yeah.
Wait, is it one each or is it just
no? Just one.
I thought it was just one. Yeah.
No, it's a sword. It's a short sword. Sword.
Scotty, what are you dreaming of?
Sword. It's a short sword.
Yes.
Quantity
Arm
one.
yourself. Yes.
We have a weapon.
Abraheem sheaths his shovel. Short sword.
So does he actually have a sheath for the shovel? That's sweet.
Oh, he does. He does.
Awesome.
It's an executive shovel.
Oh man.
What you don't realize is that it's a sheath made of human skin, but nobody knows that.
I would like to briefly update him on the fact that a short sword is not a digging tool.
So you're standing on the jetty. Ibrahim has found this short sword, and you have the stairwell in front of you. There is a little bit of construction stuff that's kind of been left to rot and lie around. So there's some wooden beams and a little bit of like old frayed rope and that sort of stuff lying around.
Okay, so I have the box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I didn't inherit any of my mother's talents, but I did get a heap full of curiosity. That's about the only thing I inherited from her. The only true talent I inherited, or the only aspect of her I inherited. I think I got all my other things from my father. He was a loser. So it was a drunken one-nighter, and
Overshare.
she rolled a 1 on the die and got pregnant. So she had me. So, but I do have gobs of curiosity. So I am just burning, dying to know what's in this box. So can I open this box?
I'll give you 1 story value point.
Like peek? Okay.
Ah, way to go, Scotty.
Joy.
So now you also get an additional token. So I think you spent 2 already. Is that right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you're back up to 2. So you open the box, and inside is a very smooth crystal orb that looks like it could actually be some sort of from.
Does it seem magical
pearl,
or anything?
Pearl. So
Pearl.
It looks inside it's pearlescent, but it's actually crystal.
Hmm.
And as you gaze into it, it kind of looks like the pearlescence is ever so slightly moving.
So I really know nothing about magic, but
It's not magical. It's really weird.
no.
This is what's inside the box.
Isn't brain? Do I feel like it's a magical thing?
So you can do an education check, difficulty 7.
Okay.
Oh, nice. This would be 2 education successes for you.
So difficulty 7 is D20s.
Oh.
All right.
And I think I have
You
a
got
1.
this. You got this, Pivell.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna roll my shit crit die. Okay. One side has shit on it. One side has crit. Oh no! Rolled a 5.
All right.
Shit.
You can use a story value token to re-roll it if you wish.
No, that's all right. Nah.
All right. You are flummoxed by this orb.
Yeah, I don't. I'm in awe of it.
Yep. You hobbit pioneered it.
But you do
Like
recognize the fact.
I feel important because I have this thing. It's like, ooh, this thing is awesome, and I have it.
So
Why do you always have to look?
And I don't know what it is, but it's
look.
awesome.
The orb sits in like a very plush, velvety kind of hole that's replicated on both sides of the box. So, this looks very expensive and not something you would break, because you could probably sell it for 20 lifetimes worth of economic value.
And I've never even seen cloth like this.
That's right.
Let alone this, orb thing inside.
No.
Okay, I gently close the box.
You get 1 box closing experience.
He did do it gently.
Ever so gently.
So, Mars, what do you want to do?
Gods above. Well, there's exploring the ruins that has to be done. Honestly, the relevance of what's in the box is minimal, because apparently an entire town of innocent people just died for whatever secret awaits in this stupid fortress. Good grief. How could it be so important that I have to
I'm sure the 3 of us can figure it out.
I have to help Pivell as he opens the box and looks at this strange oscillating object. My honor has no other choice than to understand why all those people were just massacred by ogres, while the 3 of us, who are perfectly capable heroes that could have defended the town, absconded to some kind of magical salvation. I need to try to understand. Can I try that, Gareth?
You want to try and convince something, or what do you want to do?
I've got a bonus on mental. I want to understand what the hell this thing is in the box. I want to take Pivell's lead, and stare at him with him. I want to go Amy Schumer on that shit.
Okay, difficulty 3.
Oh, damn. 3?
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
That's D6s. No, that's D8s.
No, it's D6.
That's D6.
D6.
6. Oh, right. 2, 4, 6. Right. Okay. And I got a bonus, so I'm rolling 2 of those. Here they are. They're the neon green ones.
All right.
3 and 4.
You can choose to use a story value point to re-roll it.
I will. Thanks, DM.
Cool.
He's so benevolent. Roll box, 2 vortexes. Here we go. Ah!
Oh!
Double
Ouch!
double sixes.
You can choose.
That would be great in any other game.
Yahtzee. How I yearn.
You can choose to do a catastrophic failure.
Dwarf knows when he's a fool. I don't understand why the hell did this happen? Perfectly good moss farming town.
We move on to Pivell.
Okay, so these ruins loom before us, right?
Yeah, so you're inside a cave beneath the ruins, and in front of you is a stairway up to a portcullis.
Okay. Is it totally open inside, or are there like shafts of light just coming in?
No, there's no shafts of light. The only light is coming in from the entrance that you came through.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out my lantern and light it.
Sure.
Okay. Have my staff ready, and friends, there's only one way, and that's forward.
God, I love paladins.
All right, so you head up.
We must save our friends.
You head up to the portcullis, and the portcullis is closed.
Well, I guess we go back now.
All right,
hungry.
Abraheem.
So old Abe has seen
Old Abe, I love it.
open this box and admire this pearl, and he sees it and kind of glares, looks down at this amulet that is wearing, and he compares the size. I mean, he looks at it and sees that his amulet is a little bit smaller. He rubs it nonetheless and tucks it into his shirt and follows his friends up towards this portcullis. And so this portcullis is now closed. He takes his new short sword and he just starts clink, 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 clink across the iron bars, trying to raise anyone who might be watching.
So you hear the clink, clink, clink echoing through the halls of the ruins. Do a census check. Difficulty 2.
It's like rattling for the guard.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
So do you want to change that, or do you want to leave it as that result?
Change.
Yeah, I'll change that to a 1.
Okay.
I'll let it start. I got no story tokens left, guys.
Oh no.
So you hear echoing back a click, 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 click sound.
Well, it sounds like something's making that sound. Well, I guess that's obvious.
Is this echoing back?
Don't forget you get experience for that success. Even if you use story value, you still get the experience.
Oh,
Sorry, and
cool.
that,
Okay.
What was the check on that? It was a
Senses.
That's it.
So now it is Mars.
Good Lord. Sounds passing through this place. The gravitas.
What's that sound like?
Click, click.
What's that sound like, Mars?
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit from old architecture. Come on. Stairs are meant for climbing. I've seen men with twice the legs do half the pace, so keep up if you can.
You know what, Mars? If you didn't drink all that beer and eat all that porridge, you could probably squeeze through those damn bars.
Yeah, and I'll also be dead. So save your hypotheticals for those who get to choose their futures. I'm going up these damn stairs as fast as my little dwarven legs can carry me, because somebody needs to confront somebody about a management situation.
All right, so you're at the portcullis now. It's an old, rusty, metallic thing. You can see through it, but it's
Yeah, I'll walk through it.
all right. So the only way
think
to
we could
walk
all
through it
lift
is
it?
to try and lift it up.
I will chest the portcullis.
Okay. You can do a physical check to raise the portcullis, and if the other guys assist you, you get a bonus dice from each person assisting you. But you do not get
definitely.
experience for the roll if people are assisting you.
I don't want to raise it. I want to bash it.
You want to what?
Bash it.
You want to bash it? Okay, you can hit it. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to lift it. I'm going to run into it really hard.
Okay. So you run.
A human would lift a portcullis. I go through portcullis as I.
Can we try to lift it as he's trying to run? Like try to prevent this collision?
Like we see him
what's
what he's
happening?
doing, like this nutty, this nutty move he's doing, and we try to lift it before he gets to it.
So which one of you is going to be the primary roller? So Pivell is supposed to go first. So
Make old A be the primary roller.
okay. So Amy will make you the primary roller. So it's a physical check. The difficulty is 3, and you gain a bonus dice from Scotty.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2. Sorry, I'm rolling 3 because I have a bonus, right? Like if I have a bonus in physical, I'm rolling 3.
Well, what's your bonus in physical currently?
1. I have a 1
Yeah, so your
bonus
total would be 3
plus
dice.
Scotty's, so it's 3. Okay.
Now, hang on. I said hang on before you rolled, so that's fine. You can, Scotty, if you've got story value tokens, you can reduce that difficulty down 1 if you wish.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not looking at this roll, so pretend it didn't happen.
No, you can re-roll it. You can re-roll it.
Can I do it after he rolls?
No, because it's the type. It determines the type of dice he rolls.
Okay. So what was the type?
So it's D6s at the moment. If you
D6s.
reduce it with the story
Help him
value,
out.
it will go down
I'll
to
do it.
D4s.
I'll do it to a D. D4s.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I'm going to be rolling.
Dwarven ribcage through this iron.
So I'm rolling 3 d4s.
3D4s,
Right?
yes.
Old man Abe struggles with his portcullis as he sees this dwarf barreling forward.
My ribs are a little bit lumpier
So
than
you
they
get
were.
the portcullis to like shin height where it just becomes too much, and it drops down onto the feet of Mars as he hits the portcullis, and it pins his foot down. So he's like, so he's holding on to the portcullis. Oh, God damn it!
I only got 7 toes left.
Do a mental check, Jeremy.
Mental?
Yeah, difficulty 1.
Okay. Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
so
That sounds
you score a point in mental, and your brain ticks over to something you learnt, in your little school that you went to under the trees, where the teacher was talking to you about the best way to lift heavy objects is with a lever, or a lever, as you might say in the North Americans. So
I got an idea forming in my head.
So
It's involving a lever.
So your brain ticks over again and thinks, what can I use as a lever? And you notice.
So I grab my trusty shovel again. I look at the short sword and go, useless. And I grab my trusty shovel and I jam it underneath and I start prying this portcullis upwards.
Okay. So we're going to do the physical check again, but it's reduced down to difficulty 2.
So is Mars screaming this whole time?
So
I'm rolling.
Sorry, hold on.
I don't scream.
Sorry, the difficulty is not reduced. The difficulty is 3, but you get 2 extra dice for correct equipment.
Oh.
Okay, so I get 1, then plus 2, plus I have a 1 bonus, so I'm rolling 4, correct?
5 dice because you've got Scotty helping you as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Is Mars
So many
helping?
dice.
Hang on, is Mars helping? I mean, because the
Is
thing
Mars
is on
helping?
the thing
Is
is
Mars
on
helping or
Mars's
is he
foot.
standing there flabbergasted?
No, I'm trying to squeeze my head between the bars.
Okay. All right. Hey!
Okay, so you get you don't get a physical experience because Scotty was helping you. But the portcullis, you raise it up above your head and you're able to hold it open. And Mars is still sort of like his head is kind of still, and so his feet are dangling below him as he's hanging from the portcullis.
Oh, jeez. Mars, get in there!
So, Pivell, sorry, Mars, it is Mars's turn. So your head is stuck in the portcullis.
What a disgrace to have to take a step backward.
Mars,
Well.
get in there!
I guess I'll pop my head out of the cage. Damn it. Your help has been germane. Good grief. So now, what is in front of us beyond this portcullis?
So you step through the portcullis and you're in a passageway that extends out on into darkness. And you're still hearing the echoes of click, click, click.
All right, I'll thank Abraheem for his help. Yeah, I hate doing that. And then, as far as my dwarven legs can take me into the black.
Pivell, it is your turn. Abraheem is standing there sort of twitching from holding the weight of this thing up above his head.
My knees are just shaking.
He's like, within seconds, it's like, I know we only have seconds, so I'm like, my brain is hurting trying to figure out how the heck we're both going to get in through under this thing, and one of us isn't going to get stuck on the other side.
I've made a huge mistake.
Run, Pivell!
Okay, so I try to do like a roll under the thing and look cool, but it's not really that cool.
Okay. So you roll under the gate and sort of,
Yeah.
clatter to a halt.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay, Pivell, let go and leap in. I'm sorry, not Pivell. I'm Pivell. Hold aim, let go and jump in.
All right. So, Abraheem.
Okay, so Abraheem, like, you see his eyes, like, just go huge and red, and he tries to, like, lift his portcullis, like, push it up, like, a little bit, and give him just a moment to, like, roll forward
Okay.
and follow.
Physical check difficulty 2.
Ooh, the D4s.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
get to roll
the
2.
force.
Do you have a physical bonus?
I do.
Nice. Get it.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
You can choose to do a spectacular failure, which will earn you a story value point.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can I use a story value point to help him?
Well, he's choosing to fail spectacularly, so you can't use a story
I'm-
value
Oh,
point.
I see.
I'm failing spectacularly.
Okay, gotcha.
That's such a dumb adverb.
So
Yeah, I don't think those two go together, do they?
So you're give an almighty shove to push up this portcullis, and it doesn't move. All that happens is your legs pop out from beneath you as you do the splits. You take 2 injuries as this portcullis comes down on the back of your neck, and you are now pinned. The only thing that is holding your life from being completely wiped out is the fact that the spade or the shovel is now wedged between the floor, your leg, and the portcullis.
Trusty shovel.
So you have 2 injuries.
Okay.
You knew the old
my
lucky
God.
shovel would come in handy.
You got the James Brown
I'm
tree.
glad I brought my finest shovel.
Mars, you're continuing on down the passageway. You're stumbling in the dark because you have no source of light. You cannot see anything, and then you stop, and your dark vision starts to take over. And you can see that it's opening up into a chamber ahead, and the clicking noise is getting a little bit louder.
Does old Abe make any kind of a cry when he endures this James
Very
Brown
much so.
treatment?
There's a cry, a loud
That's
crack,
what I was
and a
looking for. That's what I was looking for. Man, this is a tough choice. So when I stop and I see the dark, do I have details that would drive me forward?
No, you just basically see that there is a chamber up ahead. You can kind of make out the walls, but
So just architecture.
just
All right.
architecture, yeah.
If I can hear Abraheem then, I mean, he rowed us across that damn bay.
He shoveled you across.
I'm going to have to run back to help him with the portcullis. Can I reach it in time?
No.
Well, then I'll dash toward him like a Ralph Bakshi animation sequence. And then we'll play some 70s music, and then like 3 minutes later, I'll be doing this.
So you reach the portcullis, and because your friend is now being crushed to death by this thing, you attempt to lift it up, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Physical.
Grab the
check.
shovel. Grab the shovel.
Physical check.
No, with one arm.
Physical check difficulty 3.
Yeah, 1d6s, right?
Correct.
Ooh.
Yeah.
2d6 rolling a 1. Motherfuckers. Yeah, odds are hot. I got a 2 and a 6.
You can change that 2 to a 1 with a story value.
I'll do it. You're damn right I'll do it. Down
So
to 1.
That's right, you will.
Catch the portcullis with one arm.
The
and lift
history
it
of
off
the dwarves
Abraheem.
swells up in your mind, giving you courage and giving you a fortitude of strength as you raise the portcullis up and stare at your friend beneath you who is lying bloodied and bruised. Right.
Abraheam, heal
Pivell,
your
it
groin
is your
and
turn.
rise.
Okay, so I see this amazing feat of strength, and I take the opportunity, leap out, grab poor old Abe by the scruff of the the tunic, drag him in as fast as I can.
Okay. So you drag Abe into the corridor where you're at. His bent shovel tinks to the ground. Tink. And
The
on which
shovel was
side?
crushed.
so that is your turn. So Abraheam, it is now your turn.
Can I grab my shovel?
Yes.
Is it on the right side
It's
of
no
ours?
longer
Okay.
a shovel. It is a bent shovel.
It's
Oh.
more like a taco.
I look at my friends and think, I was fine. I had it entirely under control. And I grab my shovel and I put it back like all casually, like this bent shovel, like twisted, put it back in the sheath like nothing's happening. And I grab my sword and I walk forward up the stairs.
Is with as much dignity as you can muster.
Yeah.
Level 1 dignity.
Okay, Mars, you are now standing underneath the portcullis.
Oh God.
So I'm standing underneath the portcullis with one arm.
That's right. So you now have to do a physical check difficulty 2 to get out from under the portcullis.
I'd like to drink from my wineskin while I hold it.
Goat water.
I'm not trying to get out from under it. I want to hold it for another round.
Okay. All right.
Just because he can.
Just because he can. All right. So we move on to Pivell.
Okay, so if I see Mars acting all crazy, and if would it be possible for me to like grab him around the waist and like just kind of yank him back
Yeah, you can.
and let the portcullis just go glong and like jang, into the.
Sure.
That's what I want to try to do.
Okay.
Pull him
So
off the portcullis.
physical check difficulty 1.
Okay.
Roll to pull a dwarf, Scotty.
I got it.
Are you proficient in dwarf pulling?
I am now.
You have a bubble. I am now.
So how horrendous is the noise when this portcullis comes
So,
crashing into the
did you
ground?
succeed?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so don't forget your experience point. So you pull this dwarf out and he's like, no, I was holding that. And the thing crashes down and there's a loud clang that you can hear echoing through the entire fortress. And even the walls shake a little bit from the reverberation. And the clicking gets louder.
Okay, and I'm like, Mars, you know all that belly aching you're doing about the town? You're wasting time. Come on, we got to save them.
Makes a point.
Finally!
Aha!
I'm glad you came around. Now let's go.
I just needed you to know about the. Now I'm going to have to work out tomorrow morning.
All it took was 85 orcs, 17 ogres, 12 crocodiles, and a buzzard, and a pesky portcullis,
And a dead man.
and a dead man.
And a dead man.
And the gem in a very plush box.
I suppose we'll have to go up these stairs then.
All right.
Oh, good
you
grief.
head on into the corridor. So you've now got Pivell's lantern lighting the way ahead of you. And you come into this chamber where the walls are lined with weapon racks. And all the weapons are rusty and are in very bad shape. But there is a large box that contains a whole bunch of different armors. And so you each get to choose a weapon, and you each get leather armor.
Leather armor.
Oh
And
my
one
gosh.
person gets a helmet.
I fall to my
Dwarf.
knees and I say, thank you, Mother, for leading us to this place.
That's fine.
Actually, Pivell, I think this is your mother's helmet. I remember from that time I took the bus to her house. Yeah, that's definitely her helmet.
Does it
I'll
say
never
GM
forget
on
that
it?
helmet.
Made by GM. So
Yeah. Yes.
It's his mother. It's his mother's helmet. I recognize it.
Nice.
I'm sorry we found this here, but
it is a very solemn day indeed.
She probably traded up.
yeah, it's true. It's a big world.
It was not her last helmet.
It was just the helmet that I knew.
One of the many
I
she's
took-
worn throughout her
I took the bus
amazing
to her.
career.
Yes. If there's one thing your mother was good at, it was wearing helmets. I think I have armor on here.
And you said we each can find one weapon?
One weapon.
As well?
Yes.
A crappy rusted weapon?
Just a weapon
Okay.
of your choice.
So we find
What are
like
you getting,
one
Abraheem?
decent weapon.
So Abraheem finds a kind of haggard-looking short bow. Are there any arrows around?
Yes, you'll. If you have a bow, then you'll have arrows. If you crossbow, you get bolts, etc.
Yes, I'll find myself a war axe then.
Okay, you
Oh,
get a
yeah,
war
there you go.
axe.
I wanted to find a bow also.
So a bow. Okay.
Hmm.
Roll.
I feel connected to my mother.
It is Mars's turn. Please roll a senses check. Difficulty 2.
Got it. Bonus difficulty 2. I got it. Oh, I got a 1.
All right.
Oh, damn.
You hear the clicking is very close, and you turn, you spin to look at the other doorway, not the one you came through, but the opposite doorway. And there you see into the light of Pivell's lantern step 4 skeletons.
4 skeletons. And they say mortals are afraid of this kind of thing.
One of the skeletons is missing an arm. and the other skeleton is kind of hobbling along. His one leg is kind of damaged, so he's just kind of dragging the leg behind him, and you hear that leg clicking on each of the flagstones as he walks into the room.
Gods, it's my dead brother.
The way the skeletons are moving, you remember from your childhood when you used to go to the local fair, is like marionette puppets. So they have that kind of look about them.
Like marionettes, yeah. Cool.
No.
Do you recognize that hobble from your dead brother?
They do not get a surprise round, so we'll go in the order that was chosen before. So Mars, you get to go first.
Swing your ox.
There's only one fate for skeletons in this world: to stay in the grave. So I'll make my go. How do I roll, Gareth?
How are you going to attack the skeleton? Tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to smash him with the war axe.
So you're just going to charge into him?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you get one as your base. One of them is injured. So, sorry, two of them injured, but the one you're attacking is injured. So you get another one for that. So that's 2. Oh, sorry, and you're charging.
Oh.
Charging, sorry, my bad. So you are D8s.
2d8?
Yeah.
Rolling 2d8. First dice was a 1. Second dice an 8.
So the one is a success. So you successfully smash into the
Nice.
skeleton. 12. So it does not save against the damage. Now roll a d6. This indicates where it was hit. You don't
4.
Sorry.
4.
4. Okay, so that's on its leg. So you don't normally roll this against other characters, but because skeletons have no actual body, you're basically just smashing components of the skeleton. So it affects the way that they maneuver and all that. So this one was the one that that was dragging its leg. So you've now smashed its other leg out from underneath it. It's now a torso with 2 hands, and it's coming towards you by pulling along with one hand and brandishing its scimitar.
God.
Ew.
This is how all the people we abandoned in town died.
Abraheem was next.
So Abraheam looks and he's, it was supposed to be my day off. And he rushes towards with his short sword in hand. Ah! And he just swings to strike at whatever the closest skeleton is.
You basically have the same score, but you get an extra 1 for the ally. And sorry, you're going to attack the same skeleton. You're going to attack a different skeleton.
No, the closest one that's still standing.
Okay, so that's the one that hasn't been hit yet. So you have the same score, but you get 1 bonus for it being your favored enemy.
So having the favored enemy drops the die that's being used, does not add another die, right?
Correct. All right.
We hit a skeleton.
All right.
Nice.
So the skeleton, we just see. So skeleton fails to negate the damage. So roll a d6 to see where you hit the skeleton.
Yes.
A 1.
A 1 is the head. So when you smash the head, the skeleton just collapses into a pile of bones. So now you know that when you smash the head, that kills the skeleton.
Pivell sees the archer skeleton. Is the archer getting ready to shoot?
Yes.
Okay, he's worried about that, so he kind of maneuvers. Well, he sets the lantern down and he maneuvers with his staff to hit, at least disrupt this thing. Also, as I'm moving over and this heavy helmet is sitting on my head, I'm thinking of Mummy and that Mummy would be proud of me, even though she deserted me and left me with people that weren't my parents. And she never came back to visit ever. But I want her to be proud of me wherever she is. And so I'm going to do this.
Okay. So first of all, you can't put the lantern down. You can only drop it. So we just need to do a check to see if the lantern goes out. The lantern would have a light source rating of 3. So roll a d6. On a success, it goes out.
Okay.
Scotty, you're so epic.
No, it didn't go out. It's a
So
4.
the lantern sort of drops and just rattles a bit, but is still okay on the ground.
Mama is with me.
You charge into the skeletons, and you get. Are you attacking one of the ones that has been attacked previously, or a new one?
I'm attacking the archer skeleton.
The archer skeleton. Okay.
Yeah, who was getting ready to draw his bow or
Yeah.
shoot his bow.
All right. And score as Jeremy. So that was 4. You get +1 ally. Yeah. So no, sorry, you don't get +1 ally because he was attacking someone else. So it's d8s.
D8s. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, that's tough, Scott.
I know. How many D8s do I get?
That's tough.
Equal to your weapon proficiency bonus +1.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. All right, Mummy, be with me, Mummy.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Okay.
I was overzealous.
So
Swing and miss.
you swing and miss. It's the skeleton's turn. So we reach the end of the turn where all injuries are applied at the end of the turn. So this is when the skeleton that Abraheem was attacking disintegrates. And we go. So now we get the one that Mars was attacking. That it's now attacking his legs because it's down on the ground. It's
Good
just.
luck. There's not much to attack.
It has a base.
I am very.
It's now smaller than the opponent's, so it's dropped in size, so we give it an extra 1 there. It has no allies, so it's just a d12. And fails to hit you.
We dwarves don't just skip leg day. Leg day was invented in spite of us.
All right, so the archer one is going to shoot, and he's going to shoot at Mars. Is base 1.
I'm sorry, bro.
Close range. So that's 3. You are stationary. That makes 4.
Yeah.
He has an ally that makes 5. So d6s.
Do your worst. Brigand.
So the arrow flies past your head but does not hit you. The final one attacks Mars. And fails to hit you. So, Mars, it is your turn.
Nothing new here. Good grief. What?
Kill it.
And Pivell, do we need to defeat them or just be rid of them? What do you think?
I don't know.
Because we still have
They were accursed, though.
What?
They may follow us and try to stop us from doing whatever we were supposed to be doing here.
Such a good point. So I'll just say, unless you want to die, little creatures, cease now.
They're already dead.
But I gotta give it a chance. Maybe we don't have to kill them. Just stop fighting now.
We can't rehabilitate them.
Can I try that?
Sure.
That never works.
You don't have to roll. It's automatic that you fail because they are completely mindless.
They're mindless.
Yeah, old Abe knows that talking to the undead never works.
I don't.
They have such horrible
I don't
conversations.
think I know that.
He's like facepalm.
All right, so do you want to do anything to the skeletons other than shout and scream at them?
No.
You don't want to hit it?
It just doesn't seem right. It seems like they should just stop. No, I won't. I'll leave it to Pivell to deliver the death stroke.
Okay, it's Abraheem. Abraheem, your shot. Who brought the dwarf?
They respond to one thing and one thing only. Okay, 2 things. Shovel and sword, and I run and I try to go at this archer that's shot at my friend Pivell, and I swing in at him with a short sword.
Okay, so base, charging, and stationary. So 1, 3, 4. Ally makes 5. So 5 d6s.
Wait, so
Whoa.
that is d6s, and
That's a
that
big roll.
is that 2 d6s then?
Yeah, if you're proficient in the weapon, yes.
Yeah, he is.
Oh!
Oh.
Wait, where is it? There it is.
Oh, bam!
Bam! So I'm just rolling to see
Old
if it
egg,
fails.
old
It
egg.
fails to negate the injury, so roll 1d6.
Nice.
3.
3 is one of its arms, so it's always the off arm first, so it smashes the arm that has a shield. So it's now only got one arm, and it's still got its scimitar as it swings at you. Right.
Oh, I thought it was the bow guy.
Oh, sorry, it's the bow guy. Sorry,
He was a bow guy, yeah.
He's now bowless, but he draws the
So now he can't
scimitar.
shoot the bow, right?
He draws the scimitar out of his scabbard.
Oh, okay.
So Pivell,
So we're tag teaming this critter,
yeah. So
and I'm gonna try to smack him while he pulls his sword out. Dear sweet mother, guide my hand. Oh, I miss
all right. So
spectacularly. I was distracted by old Abe's spectacular attack.
So you just hit its shield as it's falling out of its. You hit its bow as it's falling out of its hand.
Why won't you die?
All right, Mars. Mars, are you going to attempt to talk them to life and then kill them, or what are you going to do?
I have this war axe. Let it
Mars,
be
help us!
delivered
Help us,
unto,
Mars!
unto the archer. If these two guys find this archer to be somehow the primary target, ignite.
All right, so you get you charge into the archer, so you get 1 plus the charge plus the stationary, so that's 4. Allies 2, so makes 6. So you roll d4s.
There's
Nice.
one on top, right? 2d4.
You can do this, Mars.
No, I can't.
Oh.
You must understand they're already dead.
It was a practice swing.
So the remaining skeletons attack.
Oh God.
So the one skeleton that's against Pivell and Abraheem will attack. Pivell only gets d20s.
Sweet.
You. Noob tug.
Fails to hit. So now the other one that's attacking Mars
Mother, protect me.
is still clattering along the ground, trying to strike him with its
Either
remaining
parent,
wings.
protect me.
So it gets smaller because it's been reduced in size, and also gets an ally. So that is 3 d10s.
Pivell also got reduced in size.
And it fails to hit you.
You're damn right you failed to hit me. You ever try to hit a stump?
All right, so Abraheem, it is your turn.
The skeleton that I had laid into is still in front of me, but with one arm.
Correct.
Okay, so Abraham is gonna again just try to slash into him and attempt to try to cut his skull from his frame.
Okay, 1 for base. You've got 1 because he's stationary, so that's 2. You get
Favored enemy.
favored enemy is 3, and 2 allies makes 5 of d6s.
Oh, this boy is hot.
Dang, man. Awesome.
Can you see it?
All
Wow.
Day.
Awesome, dude.
Skeletons.
The skeleton.
I call this a
fails-
Wednesday.
The skeleton fails to negate the damage.
It's a fine Wednesday.
So now roll a d6 for where you hit it.
Did he get advantage for the undead thing?
Tell me this is a head.
That is a hit.
Holy
Like he
crap,
said.
man.
So once again, Pivell has smashed the skeleton. We're going to give you a story value point for sheer
Okay.
luck and bravery.
That was the royal way.
Okay, I'm just agog by old Abe, man. He's just like this, we thought he was
It's
this
like
crotchety old guy, and he's just like tearing this stuff up.
It's like when
He
the old
works out
dude at
too
the
much.
gym walks in and then takes his shirt off and he's just ripped. Like,
Right.
Okay, Pivell.
oh, in this.
All right, I am going to try to hit this thing.
Get it done. Come on, Pivell.
I'm trying.
Okay, so you have
Mommy.
base, stationary, and 2 allies, so that's 4. This thing now, you have a choice. Which one are you attacking? The one that's half the size, or the other remaining one?
The other remaining one.
Okay, so d8s.
D8s, okay. Ugh.
Right. So DMG is pulling down from the 20 based on the advantages we have.
Right. Oh, I am just
Yep.
whiff. So yeah, I'm too busy watching old Abe just go crazy on these guys, and it's
So-
causing me to not hit.
I actually think Scotty invented a word, which is agok.
He is massively a gawk.
Massively agog, yeah.
Okay, so it's the skeletons again. So the one attacking Mars, it's like a dog after a bone. It fails,
I need some newer D8s.
and the other one will attack.
Those are getting a
Pivell.
timeout.
So Pivell, he is
Okay.
1. You are attacking him, so that's not anything stationary. So 2. So d12s. And it
Coming after you,
successfully, it actually I rolled 2 ones, but it successfully hits you, Pivell.
Oh no.
So you need to roll a protection value. So it's using a slashing weapon. So
Mhm.
your leather armor gives you 1 plus your it's slashing, so you get a PV of 2, which means you roll a single d12.
Dice quality.
D12. Did I even get a D12?
Armor only helps you a very little bit.
There we go. Oh no, I
Okay,
did not.
So you are now injured, 1 injury.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so
We both have 1 injury, my friend.
so we're
we
back.
shall persevere.
So we're back around to Mars.
Good God. What are they doing to us? What is this resistance? What is the meaning of this? I guess I have to
about
attack
things.
before I understand. But it's my instinct to understand first.
Mhm.
Like, why are we encountering resistance? Why aren't we walking into the library being heroes?
Good question.
Because skeletons are mindless and they are set to protect certain areas.
Yeah, and who did it?
Well, you
Somebody,
you have no
somebody
idea.
bad did it. This should be a good place. Damn it. There's no time to think about it. I'll smash the skeleton and behead him as I learned from my good friend Abraheem.
Maybe
Okay.
the amulet makes them not attack us.
So
They're skeletons. I mean, God, what's become of this place?
so you have
What can I do?
base, which is 1. It is attacking someone else, so that's occupied. And you have 2 allies, so that is 4. So d8s
Oh,
for your weapon proficiency.
Ouch.
good God. 2.
If you have a story value token, you can change that to a 1 and be successful.
I would
True.
never use a storage token to kill a skeleton.
All right. So it's a swing and a miss as you kind of spin around. All right. So Abraheem.
Okay, so just so I understand, I can use like a quick action before my action.
Yeah,
correct?
you can use them in any order. So
Okay, so as a quick action, this amulet that's under my shirt.
Yep.
As I'm raising my sword to slice into the skeleton that's crawling along the ground with no legs,
Yep.
I actually pull out the amulet and like hold it in my hand, kind of presenting it to the skeleton.
Okay, you get
As I
one.
swing
You get
it.
one story value point,
Finally, someone with a brain.
and the skeletons basically cease their attack and just stand there.
Ah.
Ah. We're with a smart posse. Yeah.
Take that, mofos!
And
There's an
Abraham looks and
adventurous
says,
reject and a moss farmer. So
I
hopefully
told
the Undertaker can lead us to victory.
"It was my day off."
As you sort of move around the room, the skeletons kind of like follow you, but they just have their weapons at their side.
And I raise the amulet further and say, "Back."
So skeletons turn and move back down the corridor. The one without any legs is just pulling itself along, pulling its torso along the ground.
Is there something you know that we don't?
Whoa.
I know that I'm tired of these damn skeletons.
Can your amulet get us a meal?
And you said there's another exit, like there was one doorway into this room and there was another one out.
Correct.
There's another one across the room. Abraham is going to start walking towards that doorway,
That's where
but
the
facing the
skeletons
skeleton. Like, oh, they're going into that doorway.
Yeah, so they've turned and are going down that way.
Okay,
Let's
well,
follow
I'm
them,
going to
friends.
I'm going to walk towards them, keeping the amulet front
Okay,
and center.
so you're walking behind the skeletons now, and they're kind of leading the way down this passageway. So eventually you get to a large stairwell that's a spiral stairwell that goes up, and the skeletons kind of stop at the base of the stairwell, and they just mill around.
Well done. Well done, Abraheem.
Yes.
Well done.
So Abraheem
Very
lets
well
go
done.
of the amulet, lets it hang visibly, and looks at the skeletons and says, "Take rest, my wary friends." And he walks past them and starts walking up the stairs.
So as you walk past them, the skeletons do like a small bow.
He Kevin Bacon their asses.
So all three of you are now making your way up the stairwell. Mars.
holding the lantern up. I picked it back up.
Yep.
Of course.
I'm going to take a moment to drink for Pilly Pow.
Oh, I'm going to take a moment to get another drink. 1 second.
All right. So you get to the top of these stairs, and you can tell that the ruins are, there's multiple levels. It's quite vast, but where you are is quite an ornate door in front of you. Roll a senses check, please. The difficulty.
Ooh.
Everybody.
So that's D6.
Before you roll the senses check, Abraheem, you do recognize the symbol on the door matches that of the amulet. I completely meant. I have no
Gotta
idea
start
what you
rolling
were saying.
sixes more often.
He's using that
He's
weird
beating the
Canadian
probability, man. I'm
accent.
telling you.
So you do. I
I'm
assume
much
you
better on
succeeded.
D6s than D20s. Yes, that was a success.
Okay.
On a
So
single die.
did anyone else succeed?
Oh, I get to write that down too.
So Abraheem has successfully perceived something, but
Yes.
Mars goes first.
Does Mars want to understand the door and touch it?
No.
He's gonna run into it.
I'm so tired of understanding. I realize why in my own life I've never put that much effort into understanding. So we rolled into this place on our boat, and we were met with a bunch of skeletons and a locked gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good grief. I thought this was a fucking fortress of good.
Well, they're protecting it.
No. They're defiling.
Well,
I've
Skeletons
seen
aren't
good
necessarily
places. This
evil.
is not how they're
skeletons on
defended.
their own are not necessarily evil, yes.
I'm going to have to repeat the only skill I really know, which is chesting a portcullis. So instead of trying to lift it, I'm going to try to go the fuck through.
Okay. So you step forward and Pivell, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. I'm just kind of standing there going, because I didn't make my perception roll.
Yep.
So I'm kind of just scratching, like and I'm not really doing anything.
Okay. So you're forfeiting your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeremy, you noticed the trap on the floor, which is a pit trap where it collapses in like this. And your friend Mars, as he steps forward, activates, and the floor opens, and he begins to drop. So as you can see in slow motion, as he's falling down, you can quickly attempt to do something.
Yeah, like Abraheem definitely sees this trap, sees Mars running, and as soon as his brain sort of processes what's happening, he starts to make the plunge. And Abraheem reaches out and tries to grab him by his thick, knotted, dirty dwarven hair.
Okay.
Oh, God, not the hair.
Difficulty is 2.
That's not bad.
No specific check to see if there's a bonus?
You ever
Well, it's physical, so whatever you've got in physical.
Well, it's hard to show you on a D4.
So is that a success?
I see it.
That's one.
Wow.
Okay, yep. So you grab him by the scruff of his neck yet again, and he's flailing inside this hole. Mars, it is your turn. You are flailing down in this hole while Abraheem has you literally by the hair.
Well, what of our enemies?
Your enemy at this point is a hole.
That's my favorite enemy.
I'm not sure that sentence has ever been uttered to me in this life. Then fuck this hole. If it's my enemy, get out of my life. Abraheem, you were trying to accomplish something you didn't do so well. How can I help?
But I did.
This is a mess. We're just trying to get into the damn library.
He got you.
No, I got you. I succeeded. I grabbed your hair.
Yeah, he grabbed your hair.
And stopped you from falling. You're flailing while I...
Well, the least I can do is leap backward and then sort of pirouette and spin in such a way to make it seem like the whole thing was intentional.
Well, that is a difficulty of 6.
Oh,
Holy crap!
Jeez.
Shut up, Scotty. Is that 20s?
That's 12s.
Oh,
Well,
there you go. You got this.
You got this.
God damn it. How many?
Your physical.
Oh, we got a bonus. So 2d12. 2d12.
That's it.
First one was an 8. Second one was a 5.
Nah. So you do not manage to pirouette your way out of the hole. However, Jeremy does manage to just pull you out, so you're now sitting on the edge.
Damn dwarven hips. They're just
So-
not like.
Pivell, it is your turn.
Okay. So our buddy Mars is safely out of the hole, sitting on the edge, right?
Correct. Grumbling
Okay.
at the hole.
Okay. So is the hole totally blocking our way to the door?
Correct.
Like we can't literally. So how wide
Seems
is it?
that way.
How wide is the hole?
So
10 feet.
it's about 10 foot square.
Oh, geez. Okay. So now we got this giant hole in between us and the door.
We have rope, though, my friend.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, I'm going to. Abraheem, you saw the symbol on the door, right? Oh, you saw the trap. That's right. You
I saw the trap. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do an old school maneuver, and I'm going to kind of. Can I skirt around the pit a bit?
Yeah, I mean, you can
Oh.
be closer to the door on this. You like, if the door is an archway, the pit ends at the bases of the arches.
Okay, I'm going to kind of skirt around and kind of poke the door with my staff. See if
Okay.
I can maybe open it.
All right.
Old school rogue style.
Yeah.
You're able to push the door very slightly, but it's very heavy door. So at this angle where you are near the hinges, it's
Right.
very difficult to push it. But I'll give you a physical check, difficulty 7.
Okay, is that a D20?
Yeah.
Okay. I at least have another die, so. I actually got a 1!
Hey, show it, Scotty. Show it, Scotty. Bring it up there.
See if I can get it up.
There it is.
Rolling ones never felt so good.
Jeez. Well,
So-
it was kind of hidden by the rim, and I didn't see it. The other one wasn't a 1, of course.
The history of your mother's adventures swell in your mind and give you great fortitude as you use all manner of strength to basically shove this door open with your quarterstaff.
Mummy?
So that brings us to Abraheem.
So this door is now like
Open.
fully open.
The one side. It's a
and-
two-sided door and one
One
side is
side.
open.
So what do I see through this opening?
So inside you see there are large windows that are basically open. There's no glass, it's just openings, effectively arched openings, which flood the room with the dawn light as the sun is rising directly out from behind the town. And you can see reflections of the polished marble floors, and you see giant statues of extremely large armored people holding swords and staring down the swords at their feet.
Okay, so Abraheem's still having his hand on his dwarf companion's hair. Let's go. Steadies himself, stands up, looks into the opening and at the door, and again grabs the amulet that's hung around his neck and raises it up. And first of all, just raises it up towards this whole situation to see if there's any change in like the trap, if anything closes or if the other door opens, and just basically waits for any kind of response.
So you hear the final crickets of the night singing to one another.
Okay, so would that be considered my a quick action then, doing that?
Yeah, it's just a quick action. Yeah.
Okay,
No magical bridge extends or anything?
So then, still with the amulet kind of in hand, very as visible as possible, I kind of skirt the hole in the ground towards where Pivell has met it at the corner,
Yeah.
pushing it open, and from where there's solid floor to where the door opens.
Yep.
Can I just sidestep and put a foot into the doorway?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of have to go around the wall itself. It's a difficulty 1.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do that. So, and that's would that be any sort of ability
So it's physical.
with that? Physical? All right. So, come on. Oh, that's the wrong dice. Sorry. That's D4s. I want D6s. Or D2s, right?
D2.
Yeah, D2s.
Oh,
What happened? You don't look good.
that's 2 5s.
Uh-oh.
That's 2 5s.
Which
Not
are
pretty.
twos.
Yeah, yeah.
Why did you put away the amber dice?
Don't forget that those are twos.
So those are two. You can
Yeah.
do a story die
So okay, so those are
or a
twos.
story point.
I'm going to use a story value token to change that into a 1.
So you successfully crossed the gap and you are now standing inside this immaculate chamber. And you get a sense that there is some sort of religious significance to this. Right,
Oh.
so we move on to Mars. You are sitting on the edge of the hole, and your friends, one has pushed open the door and the other one has clung onto the wall and sidled his way into the room.
Wow, from the dock of the boats, there's this sense of this architecture inside of here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Good grief, this place is incredible.
Yeah, we've probably never seen anything like this.
You've never been in a room
I've
like
just
this.
been trying to think of a sustainable farming solution. I haven't really thought about island fortress architecture.
I know rocks. That's what I know, rocks.
But at the same time, there's something that seems natural about it. So,
Your dwarven heritage shines through as you admire the...
and
Great
Abraheem is
craftsmanship.
pressing forward. So, I suppose we have to press forward. So I'll join Abraheem, and then try to scout the opening into the. My goodness, what's inside of here? I guess I want to look. I'll join Abraheem and look.
Okay, so you have to basically cross into the room as well. So the moment
Yeah.
you're no longer sitting on the edge of the trap closes back up again.
Oh,
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, so we could
So
just
he's
walk in
behind
then.
there.
Oh no, they'll set off the trap maybe.
No, Abraham, like having just stepped into the room and this doorway closing, says, "Take the corner, grab my hand," and from inside the room, I will try to reach out and give him a hand.
Okay, so it's the
Stepping over.
same physical check, so difficulty 1, but you get an extra dice from Abraheem, and you don't get any
Nice.
experience if you succeed.
on a physical.
Physical, yeah.
Hwada! Yes, one sword.
Alrighty.
All right.
One of 3.
So Mars is in the room, so that leaves us with Pivell.
All right, I'm going to try the same maneuver.
It's a danger zone up here.
So I get 3 dice for being helped.
And again, I'm going to try to reach out. And
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Can I help too?
I'm
You
good.
ain't- no. Oh, he's
Oh
got
yeah,
it.
you could have helped too. Yeah, I guess. So I got it
Yeah.
though, so I'm good.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so
cool.
you're in the room.
Thank you, friends.
Roll a senses check. Difficulty,
So I look at my friends for a second.
Difficulty 3.
I look at my
Ooh.
friends for a second. Say, friends? Can you believe we've come this far? We've never been anything like this.
Yeah, this shit is nuts. Nuts.
What are we rolling? Senses? What? Sorry.
Senses difficulty 3, so D6s.
Okay.
So Jeremy's got
Oh.
this.
You have a plus
Oh, you
1
get
on
it?
census, right, Scotty?
I do. I have
Yeah.
2 actually in senses.
Oh my God, get it done.
Oh, that was on the side. Let me re-roll it. Oh, I got it. No, wait, no, I didn't.
I
Sorry.
did not.
I was thinking
Okay.
D2s. I no.
So no one got any success.
no.
No,
Okay.
and I'm not close to use a story point. So
So you're looking around the room, and you
I think we're amazed.
you know you are very impressed with the opulence of what's in this area. And as you gaze around, you notice you're starting to figure out all the different components of what's in here. And you've got the 2 statues you saw before you entered are behind or next to the opening archway window that looks over the town. Then where the door is, just in front of the door is there's a sort of a marble, part of the marble flooring has been cut to form a circle, and in the middle of the circle, inlaid into the marble, is the shape that that Abraheem recognizes as exactly the same as the amulet, but inverted.
Ew.
Hmm.
What is that amulet anyway, Abraheem?
So Abraheem is mostly just taken back by the cleanliness of this room. I don't think he's ever set foot in a place this clean before. And
There's some lovely mud over there.
He looks around the room and sees this indent of where the amulet goes, and remembers the words spoken by people at funerals past about a key to a great weapon. So he looks around the room to see, is there anything else? Feeling that placing this amulet there could trigger something. Is there anything else in the room that he thinks could be a source of power or destruction? Or
I mean, we came here because supposedly it was the only hope, right?
Yeah.
Why?
And
Why did that guy who got eaten by a crocodile
If only he had told us.
yeah.
Yeah, if only he had told us.
Abraheem looks around the room and says, "Mars, the window, look towards town. Do you see the battle in our sights?"
Yeah, more like the aftermath. What's your point?
I say, perhaps there is some great weapon that can tear down this horde, and maybe I hold the key. What say you?
That's the purpose of our whole frickin' adventure is vengeance? That's it? That's all you have? There's got to be more. More to why this place is so special.
Do an
What is
education check.
supernaturally going on?
Difficulty 2.
Who's doing the check?
All of you.
Ah,
I'm like, I can't believe Abraheem was the chosen.
thank you,
Never.
That dirty
Nobody
old
ever
smelly
expects a
man.
gravedigger.
Oh,
I'm
God,
the
that
one
was
with
a
the special
terrible sound.
destiny. Me.
That sounded like many dice on the floor.
They're all dog dice now.
So what are we rolling? I'm sorry, I was.
D4.
Oh, dude, what? No.
Well, did you get any
I'm
ones?
sure
Did you get
At
any
least
ones?
one of those is a 1.
It's all right. You got like 100 other dice on the table.
I think there's a 1 down there.
You can't drink and roll.
I rolled 34 D5, D6, 8. 1.
So I rolled 35 ones. Okay. So what?
Abraheem
oh,
is
sorry.
much better at fighting skeletons than he is at recalling
So it's
educational things.
education.
Educational things.
Education.
What are we rolling? I'm sorry.
Difficulty.
D4.
Difficulty 4. 2. Sorry. D4s.
Oh, difficulty 2. Okay. And I don't have any bonuses for education. Oh boy, 6. Okay, that's not happening. A missed.
So it's up to you, Mars.
Yes, Mars. We need your brains.
What do I need to roll?
D4s for education.
They're everywhere. They're like body snatchers.
You only need to find a D4.
I got a 3. I got a 3.
So okay, so no one really knows what the meaning of all of this is.
No.
Abraheem rubs the amulet.
We're not as smart. We're not even smart as a box of rocks between us.
Don't
Someone in
insult
town
rocks.
knew something about going here. We need to put the amulet in the fucking thing. Oh my god, this island is so weird.
Okay, so it is Pivell's turn.
Okay. We don't know what to do, or we don't know what it is. Okay. So it seems, friend, we've reached this point, and our brothers and sisters in the town, what little are probably left by now, are depending on us. And if we want to save anything that's left of the town, we must take a chance. I think it's what my mother would do, but she would have Abraheem do it. So Abraheem, I think you need to put the amulet in that hole there, space. And we'll watch.
This is what the librarian died for, right?
And hopefully nothing bad will happen to you.
Okay, so Abraheem, it is your turn.
We shall warn you if it does.
So Abraheem looks at his friend Pivell saying this, and he looks at his reflection in this polished marble floor, and he sees himself wearing this beautiful amulet, and he stares into this reflection for what feels like an eternity, seeing this beautiful form with this great amulet upon him. And he finally sighs, looks towards the indentation in the floor, and removes this amulet, walks forward, and carefully places it in the hole.
So the amulet, once in the hole, it becomes easy to turn. And so you turn it, and there's a bit of a rumble. As you step back, out from the circle starts to rise a pedestal. So
do the Star Trek. Yeah.
So, Pivell, you're on the other side of this, and you see that as it rises up, there in the cylinder that's rising out of the ground, there's a part of the cylinder has been cut out, and inside there is a bowl shape, or a golden bowl that is essentially built into this pillar, pedestal that's rising out of the ground. Everyone roll a senses check, difficulty 2.
Ooh. Nice.
I can do this.
Come on. It's the last one I need to fill in
right
the
in the
damn
middle
square.
of the sheet. I don't have a +1 yet.
Oh,
4.
okay, I got it.
2.
You got it?
Yeah.
So, Scotty, you hear coming from down the stairwell a whole bunch of clanging and
Oh, the horde has caught up with us. Oh.
I hear nothing.
I think they're using inverse grammar. I remember hearing ook earlier as the end of a sentence.
So, in fear, I glance over at the door, realizing that we're going to be trapped in this place, and like rats. And is there like a bar for the door to put over the door to bar it?
The door has no locking mechanism.
Oh.
Are they entering from the boat launch or from above?
You don't know. You just know that there's sounds coming from outside.
Oh, crap.
So, Mars, let's hold the door.
Aye. But why did the librarian want to come here?
To activate this thing, whatever it is.
It's a haunted place. He would have never survived. Anyway, let's hold the door.
He had the amulet.
My gigantic friend with a tiny name, let's hold the door.
All right, so we rush over to the door.
Okay.
Pivell, no!
At least maybe they'll hit the trap.
You have the pearl. You must put it in that bowl.
Oh, what? Yes.
Holy telepathy, Batman.
So we'll give Jeremy another story value point.
Nice. All right, Mars, hold the door. I got to go put this pearl in there.
It's bloody brilliant.
So I ran over the door.
dwarf
Then I
hold the
run
door.
back.
Oh shit!
I'm
yes.
like excited. I get to do something.
So you open the box.
I am the chosen. I am the chosen. Mother.
You open the box and you sense that the swirling is a lot faster now than it was before.
Oh yes.
Fast swirling. It's what we've all been working toward.
Okay, so I'm so excited. I'm jittery, and I grab the orb.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You do not die.
I place it in the bowl. I'm jittery, but I place it in the bowl
Okay.
from excitement and fear.
So you place it in the bowl, and at this point, nothing is happening.
Oh.
You hear the clatter of the battle with the skeletons cease, but the shouting in various different guttural languages is getting louder.
Our guardians have fallen.
So, Mars, your turn.
Is there a path upward, or are we sort of right here in this next
The only
sort of
exit to
area
the room
beyond?
is the door you came through and the open window.
How far is it down?
A window? We're meant to be here then, aren't
You're
we?
about
Aren't we?
5 or 6 stories
Aren't we,
above
Pivell?
the water.
This is our density.
You are my density. Yeah. So
We have faced our density. Now what do we do?
we have to crush them. We have to end this curse.
Yes, but how do
before
I
it
make
costs
my
the
ball?
lives of everyone in our village?
How do I make my ball work?
Daily exercise.
Does anybody have any ideas?
The skeletons that are kind of guarding the door, right?
Well,
The
they were.
stairwell, yes.
They got annihilated.
Yeah, they were.
The horde annihilated them.
The librarian needed to return the orb to the bowl, right?
Yeah, but there
To
must be
save us
something
all.
else. Yes, to save us all, but there's something we must be missing.
Can I just do a sort of investigation on this final floor, this opening space that we come into?
Sure. So do an education check.
God, I'm so bad on education.
We all are.
It's just
we
like
ain't no
real life.
educated here.
So I'm rolling 1d2, aren't I?
Yeah,
you went to the School of Hard Rocks.
Difficulty 4. So you'll be rolling D8.
Ooh. 1d4?
1d8. You can do it.
Oh my God. Okay, digging it up here because everything fell on the floor.
What's the
Got it.
probability of a 1d8?
Oh, cool. These are my first edition dice. 2. Damn it.
You could use a
can
story
change
point.
the 2 to a 1 if you've got any.
You can
story
change the
that-
2 to the 1.
For the sake of this moment, I'll use my last story point.
Yes.
I'm at
Do it.
0. I will make that a 1.
Yes.
All right.
What is the purpose of this final
So
space?
you
inside
realize
this
that
fortress?
there's actually almost like a hieroglyphic diagram laid out
God.
on the floor that you hadn't really noticed before.
God.
And you know, from your dwarven heritage and your grandparents and all the sculptures and things they used to do, and the fancy stonework that your uncle used to be involved with, you begin to recognize the glyphs on the ground as instructions as to how to activate something. And as you get to the step where the circle is placed within the thing, you realize that the next step is some kind of time. And at that point, you hear a doom that resonates out. The entire place starts to shake.
Sorry, guys.
So the next
Good God,
glyph,
I've activated the dwarven defense system.
the next, the next glyph is a bright sun.
Holy crap. This place is meant to fight them back. Well, that's my action, I suppose. I just have to say, Pivell.
The
My
final,
God.
the final glyph is almost indecipherable, but you sense it has something to do with clocks.
I've heard about prophecies carved in stone. They speak in riddles. Adventurers die for them, and then they always come true. Is that our lot?
So, Pivell,
Do I think I can push or pull or move any of these glyphs or anything?
no.
Okay. Oh. The thing in the center turns, though, right?
The thing in the center,
Swivels?
no.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay. Pivell scratching his head doesn't know what to do, so I pass.
All right. So we get to Abraheem.
Abraheem, must I do everything? I just wanted to get some rest, to maybe sleep in for a few hours, read a nice book, rest my blistered hands.
Oh, you can read?
Some books have pictures, you know.
Oh, right.
So, what time of day is it currently? Like, I there's a big window. The sun is rising.
Oh, right, the big window.
Sun is rising. And I say, I grab I face this door, and I assume I hear this clattering horde getting closer. And I reach for my shovel, pull it out as I say, Mars, trust me, open this door. And I ready my shovel to throw it.
Okay.
Your bent shovel?
My bent favorite shovel. Open this door.
It's sort of like a supernatural door, though, right?
It's just a very large, ornate door. Very heavy wooden, like with, metal banding all over it.
Let me guess. Gozer worshippers.
Correct. So, as you're saying this to Mars, the door actually flies open as an ogre is trying desperately to grab onto the slick marble floor and falls down into the pit. Yeah! You see on the other side of the pit, there's like two orcs. One is flailing and falling down the pit as well, and the other is trying to catch his friend but falls in as well. And there's about another 7 or 8 of them and an ogre coming up the stairs.
Oh, gosh.
Just trying to reach the door?
They've just reached the door and fallen through the trap.
Okay, so I don't need to trigger the trap with my shovel. They've already triggered it themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just opened the door to the. Good. Is this something we want to be?
So Mars, it is your
with?
turn.
Well, I know that we have this stone. It means something, but Pivell has got it under control. So I guess my only hope is to.
I do.
Occupy the guardian of the doorway. I have to give Pivell time. So I'll step forward. And now I have a fucking war axe, so I'll just lean that over my shoulder in a tired kind of a way. Maybe I'll adjust my boot a little bit.
All right, Pivell, it's your turn.
Okay. So nothing looks like it pushes or pulls, right? Or moves or turns.
Correct.
And there's the bowl.
Do a census check.
Okay. What difficulty?
1.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so you notice the light from the rising sun is slowly moving down the wall and is now just hitting the top of the orb, and the orb is now oscillating extremely quickly, and the glow from it is practically blinding.
Do any of you guys have any ideas?
We must wait for dawn. Hold them off till the sun is in the sky.
We have to cleanse this fortress. This is the fortress that protects our town.
Yes,
We have to meet whatever comes.
I feel you are right. So I'm going to.
Yeah, so your turn, yep.
Can I shoot my bow?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot my bow at one of the approaching orkies.
Okay. So
Through the
they
doorway.
are close range. They are occupied. So that's 1. Close range is 2 is 3. Occupied makes 4. So D8s.
I got a 2, so I'm gonna use a story point and hit one. Hit the next one in line.
All right. So the orc's hit in the shoulder, and he pulls out the arrow, and he looks very upset. Okay.
You look a
So
little upset.
Abraheem.
So does Abraham see, like, is this a group of all the same bloodthirsty orcs, or is there anyone that stands out in particular as possibly like a leader?
You think that the leader is at the back of the pack.
Okay, so that one furthest away, Abraham reaches.
So you're throwing the shovel.
I'm throwing a shovel. That's
Okay.
really what it comes down to.
Okay.
The shovel is back.
Yeah.
You are throwing your prized shovel, so I'm going to give you a bonus of 2 to your advantage.
Ooh.
So
Yes.
that's going to kick you up to D2s. So you can roll D2s for hitting the leader with the
Ooh.
spade.
Oh, bam!
Okay, so I'm rolling a D2 to do this, but am I just rolling one
Yes, an
One D2
improvised
to do
weapon.
improvised weapon? Okay. And I'm gonna turn that 5 into a 1 with a token.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you want to make this a spectacular success?
I will spend my last token to make this a spectacular success.
So the shovel cuts the leader's head clean off.
Oh,
Blood
bam!
splatters over all of his kin. And then, and they're now very hesitant to face what must be one of the greatest shovel wielders they have ever encountered.
And Abraham says, and that's what I do with a shovel. Just wait to see what I do with a sword.
So
When push comes to shovel.
oh no. So, in retaliation to this, one of the ogres sort of looks around at the orcs as to why these piddly orcs are now fearful of a man with a spade. So he picks up one of the orcs and throws him into the room.
Oh.
So there's an orc on the ground in the room
Orc
with you.
toss. Orc toss.
At this
Orc
point,
toss.
the ground is now shaking as the sun is now about halfway down the orb, and the orb is getting far too bright for you to even look in its direction, Pivell.
What the fuck is
All right,
happening?
lads, we must defend the orb. This is do or die, friends.
So, Mars,
Is
it
the
is
orc
your turn.
protecting our town?
Folk are depending on us.
Mars, it is your turn.
God, it's confusing.
Defend the orb, my friend. You hate orcs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're swarming in, but what does it mean for this place? What are we doing? What is this ball?
Sun rises in
That's
the
a pretty
sky.
goddamn
We
good
will
point.
know.
When the sun rises to its highest point in the sky, we shall know.
Then for now,
I'll
death
kill
to
him.
our enemy. Any orc that has already been attacked.
So the orc is
An
on the
Orc tossed into
ground.
the room.
So the orc is on the ground. So he's occupied with getting up. So your base on the ground makes it
Tossed in the
4.
room.
The one
Occupied
that
makes
was
it
tossed,
5.
I'll finish him with a
And
knee to the thyroid.
do you have orcs as a favorite enemy?
He does, right?
So that's 6
Yep.
and higher ground makes 7. That's D2s.
Oh,
Ooh, I
damn.
love those D2s.
Knock him back into the pit.
Weapon.
Oh, I got it right away. Yes.
Okay. So the war axe just slams into the back of the orc, and he
Dad, get off of the island of the good people.
rolled a 2, but that still does not negate the injury. So the orc is injured. So that brings us to Pivell. Sorry, to Abraheem.
Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so he takes a few steps forward to this orc who's just been hit with this axe with his sword, and he just raises an arm and says, "Soon you will be in my graveyard."
You would be higher than 7 because you're getting more points than Brandon, but still rolling D2s.
I'm rolling D2s, and I'm rolling 2 of them because of my proficiency with that weapon, correct?
Correct.
Nice. You got it.
Double success.
Yes.
You drive the sword into the guy's spleen. All right, Pivell.
Is the orc dead?
No, very much alive.
Oh, still? Okay. I am going to do a battle cry. I level my staff almost like a lance, and I say, by the power of Mummy Maximus, knock him back into the
He's
pit.
on the ground. He's face down on the ground.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm going to hit him. I'm in the back and try to slide him into the pit.
Okay, so you basically will also be D2s, but there's no.
And I'm
way you
using
can-
a run to get like momentum to push it.
Okay, so it's an effect attack then. So you don't cause any injuries, but you will knock him back. So you still need to do the attack, which is D2s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, so you still need to do the attack, which is
Okay.
D2s, but instead of an injury, you'll do an effect.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Okay, so
Miss.
you unfortunately miss. So that brings us to the orc's turn. So the orc spends the entire round standing up. The ogre, on the other hand, has picked up another orc and throws another orc into the room. The orc that you have injured needs to do an emotion check. So hold on one second. And he fails his emotion check. So he's going to try and run away, but he is standing up. He spends the whole turn actually standing up. So there's now a second orc that is sliding along the ground into the room as he hits the opposite wall near the window. So it's back to Mars.
Oh, dang.
You guys, why are we here? What are we fighting for?
You must defend my ball.
At this point, the light filling
Because we have no choice.
the light
Words
We
I have
can't go
spoken
back.
too
the
often.
light from the orb
have
is
to-
filling the room.
We
The whole
have
room is
to
like a
have
very intense
protection.
white.
Push the enemies
Fight
before us and
and
talk about
fight.
it when the battle is done.
Said, "Fight, because you have great words, but I have seen you slay few enemies, far less than this old man."
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Well, then,
I've
let me
lost
hit
count.
this skeleton.
Do you know exactly where to poke him to in the ego?
He's got
The
big
problem is
cheekbones.
that you cannot reach their heads because you are too short.
I meant the neck.
And show me that you can stand tall amongst your fellow men.
I
So
meant the neck.
it's still D2s to attack the orc.
Nice.
Go, Mars, go!
And with it's 2 of these. The first one's a 4. The second one is a freaking 4.
So
Oh.
unfortunately, that's a failure. So you're trying to stab him, and you hit the marble as he kind of maneuvers out the way, but he's freaking out.
Abraheem's mockery were
He's freaking
deserved.
out. So I don't know if you heard before, but the light is the light from the orb is filling the room now. It's a really bright, intense light, and you're kind of having to shield your eyes just from the reflections off the walls.
The orcs probably aren't really liking this.
God, what do we do? A thing that we do? Oh, well, that's my go.
We just survive. We just survive.
So, seeing this dwarf flailing, Mars,
Yeah, good.
Mars, I do not know if you are worthy of that name. Perhaps we should call you Pluto. For you are
I was
small.
named after candy.
This old man show you how it is done. And he raises his short sword and he swings in at this very same orc that Mars has just poorly missed.
They apparently want to stop us from activating this thing.
I would say. Is the
It's
light
just-
affecting them like their eyes? Does it hurt them?
I don't know. We have no idea what we're involved in. This is crazy.
Your
No, we're dirt
combat
farmers,
score
we
is
don't.
7, so you're still D2s.
And his sword connects with such pride.
Do you want to use a
Like,
story
I
value
just showed
token to
you.
make it a spectacular success?
I would love to, but I don't have it. So
I also have 0 story points.
Are you down on
too.
0 as well, Scotty?
Yeah,
You down
0
at-
here.
So you do another injury to this orc. So this orc is now getting very battered and bruised and bloodied. The other orc
Well done.
spends the round standing up, but we still have Pivell to go.
Okay. I'm with my friends, and I'm gonna try to finish this orc off that they're fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to stop us. They know what we're doing is good.
I know. Yes. D2.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, hit.
Yes.
So you're using a quarterstaff, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you just smack him on the back of the head. His head hits the ground. His teeth go flying out as he takes another serious injury to himself.
Nice.
Now,
Friends, we can do this.
once an enemy has reached 4 injuries, which is where he's at now, you can actually attempt to kill him with the next blow. So, so you then are doing what they call a coup de grace, and whoever goes next, if they succeed, they kill him outright.
Nice.
Okay, so before that happens, the orc that's standing up is holding his eyes and he stumbles and falls out of the window. Another 2 orcs come flying into the room as the ogre's just throwing more orcs. He's just now overhand throwing them into the room.
Oh,
Holy
jeez.
crap.
Holy crap is right.
Wish I had a mining bomb right now.
So you perceive that there's a hum starting to happen. That is coming from the orb.
Oh,
Come
crap.
on, orb.
That cannot be. It's coming from the orb?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just have to believe it won't kill us.
We have to eliminate the blasphemers.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn, Mars.
Mars.
Oh,
Mars
okay.
is up.
Well, there seems to be this orc that's the most.
Yes. And he's pretty beat up.
So, in trying to, he's beat up, then let the war axe fall.
All right. So D2s.
I'll attack. Yep. First roll, got a 1.
Yay!
So you split his skull in half, and you just see his brain scatter across the ground.
I didn't even need the other dice.
Right. Abraheem.
Okay, so there's a few orcs that had been thrown into the room now?
So
like there's more than
there's
one other
one dead orc, and there are 2 orcs that are lying on the ground that have just been thrown in, and the other orc fell out of the window.
Okay, so I'm going to go and try to just like stab through the back one of the orcs that had just fallen into the room.
Okay.
Or been thrown into the room. So on my last attack that was successful, that completed one of these squares for my short sword.
So you now roll an additional dice every time you roll.
Every time, okay. So is this one to hit a D2 as well?
Yes, but you wouldn't earn any experience because you need to roll on D4s or higher to earn experience now.
Okay, so, but I am rolling 3 D2s.
Correct.
Then. Okay. Wow. And all 3 are successes.
So
wow.
You
Not that matters, but I see.
You stab your sword into the rib cage of one of them and he rolls to the side off his falchion and he starts to stand up. He does not negate the injury. Okay, so that brings us to Pivell.
Okay, so I saw what happened to the orc because he looked up. The light was just blinding intense on him, and he stumbled backwards and fell out the window.
Correct.
And an idea is forming in my head, and I've heard that orcs don't like the light, so I run over to the other orc that's still on the ground. I jump on top of him, praising my mother all the time. I jump on top of him, and I want to kind of grab his head and pull it up and I don't know if he's facing the orb, but I want to look away, but pull his head up so he's facing the orb.
That's fine. The orc has fortes in strength, so the difficulty to do that is 5.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so what
You're
die would that be?
Clockwork Orange's
Physical.
ass.
It's physical.
Yeah. What die would I have to roll?
Physical. So D5 5s is D10s.
D10. Okay. Oh, there's the.
Oy.
Oh, there's the chart. Right.
Not easy.
Okay. D10, and I have my physical dice. Okay, this isn't going to be hard. Mother Maximus, help me! Oh, 2! No! Oh, I missed it by 1. Okay.
Don't!
Don't! No story points left.
Alrighty. That brings us full circle back to the orcs. So
I'm rolling around on the ground with this orc.
The orc throws Pivell off as he stands up. And the other orc is now also standing up and drawing his falchion. As another 2 orcs are thrown in by the ogre, and you see a second ogre is now attempting to climb into the room over the pit. Mars. At this point,
Just trying to understand the strategic situation.
The humming noise is becoming deafening now.
That's pretty goddamn funny.
Thanks.
Just amplify that a few.
Crap. I mean,
decibels.
we already gave up our entire town of everyone we cared about.
We're trying to save what's left of the town.
We're damn well not going to fucking lose this island.
No.
So
Right.
if there's another ogre climbing in, then I would like to invite him to have his nuts torn out by a dwarf. named Mars. But in the meantime, we've got an injured orc, right? We haven't felled.
Yeah.
Old Abe stabbed one, and I tried to wrestle one, and he threw me off like a rag doll.
Well, I want to finish him.
Okay.
We've attacked him like 4 times.
No, the other one's dead.
You killed the one. You killed that one.
Yeah, I split his skull open.
Yeah.
But the other one is insufferable.
Mars, you actually get an education experience for the coup de grace that you did, the coup de grace.
Oh, cool.
Because eventually you begin to develop the skill in assassination by doing it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's a blind pig ear corn kind of syndrome right there. Well, if there are any remain who defy our purpose of good being here, then I have to smite them. So we'll have to go to the fresh big guy, not the jump in guy.
The ogre.
But there's an orc that's fresh, isn't there?
There are 4 orcs that are fresh.
Oh my God! Then none of them.
You
matters.
can't even count that high.
Yeah, no, exactly. I need to take them all on.
It's like 1, 2.
So instead of attacking one of them, I'll lean back and say, "You didn't bring enough orcs." And then with my cudgel, and my battle axe.
Your crook and your battle axe.
I'll knock against my hide vest. It doesn't make a very intimidating sound.
Like, do an emotion check.
Thank you. Yes, emotion.
Difficulty is 3.
Difficulty's 3? Okay.
Yeah, so D6.
D6. Rolled a 3.
The orcs are not terribly intimidated, and the ogre's laughing.
Yeah, I figured not.
All right, so that brings us to Abraheem.
Okay, so there is a ogre that is currently like at the door trying to pull his way.
The same way you climbed in, that's how the ogre's trying to get in.
Okay, I am. Abraheem is just like running as fast as he can directly towards this thing, and he just yells, "This is Tilverton!" And he jumps and he just tries to kick this thing directly like into the chest and tries to knock him into this pit.
Okay. So we can do...
I'm a fan of this old man.
It's effectively like a tackle, but this guy is double your size. So let's just see. So difficulty is 5.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's a
D10s.
So this is a pretty big moment.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. All right.
See that?
Where I can't see my monitor. Where the heck is it?
I saw it a minute ago. It's kind of close now.
You run and you jump and you're 2 feet. You're 2 feet flying towards the ogre, and
I'm a fan of this old man.
You connect with the ogre, and he's like loses his grip on the wall. He's like,
"Oh no!"
And in a spectacular show of force, the ogre, is now scrambling against the wall. It's losing all grip, balance, everything, and down the hole to its doom while it screams. This has severely affected the orcs. They've never seen a human do anything like this to dispatch an ogre. Now, an ogre is a significant beast. They wouldn't even fight an ogre. So this to them is just like, they're all, for this turn, they're all taken aback and they're not going to attack. And I give you a story value token for that as well. Experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are these?
Well done.
That brings us to Pivell.
All right. So what are the orcs in the room doing?
So they're standing up, but they're sort of backing away while they're doing it because of this amazing feat.
I'm going to use this opportunity to smack back one backing up.
Okay. So it's
All right.
combat ready is 1. He's on the ground, counts as on the ground, so that makes it 4. He's occupied, makes it 5. And yeah, so 5 d6s.
He's gone again.
Combat
Yeah, but
score
this
is
is like the same
5, so
horde.
you roll d6s.
Okay, gotcha.
Do it.
Mommy Maximus. Missed.
Okay. So you try and swing, the guy sort of ducks back, and your quarterstaff misses his head and hits the wall. That brings us around to the orcs' turn. So they're all standing up. So that takes their whole round. And they're not attacking for this turn anyway. The
No, we're
light
not.
in the room is now to a point you can't actually see anymore.
We have to cover our eyes and ears and like turn away and cover our ears.
Thank you.
You sense the temperature in the room is rapidly rising.
Oh.
So it's gone up probably
Is it
5
because
degrees
of
in
my
one turn.
passionate affection for my 2 brothers?
Mars?
Well,
What are you doing, Mars?
I don't. Is the sun descending?
It's rising, right?
Correct.
Yeah, there's like a beam hitting. There's a beam hitting the orb, and
Oh, a
it's
beam.
yeah, and it's glowing brighter and brighter, and then the room started to shake a bit, and now it started making a weird noise, like a whiny noise, and now it's getting hot. So
Correct.
all
Okay.
these changes
Yeah,
that
I
are happening
couldn't
in the
hear
room over the
Gareth.
course of the battle.
Holy
Correct.
crap! I got eaten by a crocodile for it to get this thing here and have this happen.
Right.
So-
Trust that it's something good.
Yeah, so we have to buy time. So
Right.
they're.
I feel like we just have to wait until the time, like
Yeah, I feel like we
until
just have
the
to
sun
hold
is at
on
a certain
as best we
point.
can.
I think Australia is gone.
No, I'm still
Bombs
here.
have hit the Pacific Ocean.
I'm
Okay.
still here.
So the
got you.
hieroglyphic stated light. This is the sun coming up, but one was time. Something
Yeah, it's
related
a certain
to
time that's going to happen.
Holy
Our dull
shit.
brains have finally figured that out.
Well, if there are any
dim-witted
enemies that
squad
are
has
trying
figured
to
that
stop us while we're doing this, then I'll
Yeah.
attack or stand between.
You can attack 1, and your combat score would be 5, which is d6s.
Oh. Ouch. That's rough. First one is a 1.
All right.
Oh, bam! What?
There it is.
All right. So you run up to the orc and you smack him across the face with your war axe. So he's got this big bloody gash. So that brings us to Abraheem.
Okay, so looking around this room, Abraheem is tired of like killing these things, and he takes another look at these hieroglyphics to see if he can get some sort of understanding as to a way to speed up this damn process that's happening at the moment.
So you're looking at the last glyph after the sun.
Yeah,
And
specifically the one on time.
So you'll do a mental check, difficulty 2.
I got it.
From what you see in the glyph, it looks as though time is being moved backwards.
Oh, God. Not good.
No, that could be good.
That doesn't help. I don't understand.
It might. I have an inspiration. It might take time back before the attack.
I'll give you a story value point.
Maybe we could save everyone.
Woo!
So not only
Yes.
do you get the
We could
experience point,
save
you also
everybody.
get a token.
What?
So he gets the experience point and he gets a token. So just remember that.
Sweet.
So what do? We just have to hold.
As you're standing in this room and you're waiting, you're attacking the orcs.
Did I just drop one? Whose go is it?
Abraheem just went.
It's Abraheem's who just went, so it's Pivell now. But Pivell,
did you do anything else besides look at the glyph, Abraham?
I don't know. Would that count as my?
Yeah, because you're examining it.
Like full, like complete action, or
yeah, you're examining it to try to determine what it is.
Okay.
So Pivell, it is your turn, and the heat is becoming so intense now. It feels like it's almost starting to burn your skin.
Oh. So, Okay, friends, we have two choices. I can unpack my rope and we can climb out the window. Or we can maybe die here fighting, and maybe if time goes backwards, this is hurting my head to say this, but maybe if time goes backwards, somehow we can be back in the town before this ever happened, and it never would happen.
But will
what do we
know?
do? What do we do? No, we don't know. What do we do? So I'm asking the group, what do you want to do?
We just gave up a town. Why wouldn't we give up an island?
Well, do we want to get out of here before? Well, I mean, we're starting to burn, basically. Like,
I know.
It could kill us. It could kill us. So do we stay here and defend this thing to the last until we fry or burn up? And
What
maybe
is
we think time will reset. So maybe time resets, even though that hurt my head to think about that. And then, and then we go back and before this ever happened.
What do you say, Abraheem? You read the runes. Does it mean time is going to go back or time has already gone back?
I think time's gone back yet.
No, I don't think so.
How do we trigger it?
I think we just have to wait. But the question I'm asking, in here and wait, or about
are we like the temperature's rising and we're starting to feel uncomfortable level?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's burned.
And so we gave up a town to flee this force. I don't know why we wouldn't give up this meaningless island to do the same thing. So I would say rope out the window.
Yeah, I say rope out a window, let this thing run its course, and put fate in the hands of the spinning ball.
Oh God!
So
can I quote you on that?
I agree, friends. So I try to get the rope, attached or whatever to the window to get as fast as we can get out of here.
Okay, so you attach the rope to one of the statue's swords. You throw the rope out the window and you quickly barrel out because the heat is getting, your skin is now burning.
Okay.
So all three of you barrel out the window. You hear the screams of the orcs and the ogres as and the intense heat and fire of this object is now burning them alive. You are now on this rope above the water, so you're dangling, swinging, and you can feel the rope is starting to drop as the end of the rope is burning in the room.
Oh.
Yeah, that was bound to happen.
Yeah. Climb faster! Climb faster! So, can we slide down the rope?
Yeah, if you want.
Do we have when we got our leather armor, do we get leather gloves or anything?
Yeah, you can have leather gloves.
Okay, so we'll say I'm trying to slide down the rope faster.
Okay.
I just start basically trying to hold on and slide down the rope.
So Scotty slides all the way down to the bottom of the rope, so effectively your feet are now dangling in the water. Is everyone else going to basically do the same thing?
That was impressive.
Abraheem feeling a little bit overly confident based on things that have just occurred, decides to kind of put his feet on the rock cliff face and push out and do a flip and kind of try to dive into the water, not wanting to wait to slide down the rope.
Okay, so you do that, and you perform a perfect 3. And dive normally into the water. So Mars, are you also letting go of the rope?
Yeah, I'll jump feet first and try to land on him.
All right. So you jump feet first, and Scotty, as the other two have now dropped past you, the rope breaks, and you just fall the rest of the distance into the water.
So far,
above you, there just is this rapid expansion of light and heat. So you get thrust under the water by this intense heat and light that's just blowing out from this fortress.
These guys are relentless.
You resurface, and it's dusk.
Oh wow!
Oh,
holy shit!
Oh, friends, what happened? Did the time?
It was my
happen?
birthday too. Those assholes took my birthday.
Maybe it's your birthday again. And Abraheem quickly resurfaces and looks towards town to see if it's in chaos and smoke or if it's business as usual.
So there are no longer any fires or smoke or anything. And you are able to see people milling around on the docks.
We're back in time.
Friends, we did it! We did it! We did it! I never doubted it for a minute.
And
we'd only have to cook one good meal from now on.
As we're rejoicing, Abraheem only lets maybe 30 seconds of rejoicing happen before he goes staunch-faced. We must get back to the tavern and see if this librarian is there. And if so, get this amulet and this ball out of there as quickly as possible.
It's the next morning, or it's the previous morning.
Are you saying that we're going to have to do this over and over?
It's dusk.
We don't know. Did time move forward? Did time move? Is it the day before and nothing happened?
Maybe time only rewinds when we fail.
We don't know.
But I feel like we have to get back to see if Mars's birthday celebration is in full swing or not.
roll a senses check, difficulty 2.
What if we see ourselves? What happens?
I totally failed, but I don't care because Scotty's so awesome.
So we're rolling what? I'm sorry.
Abraheem succeeds on his senses check, completing his box.
Trying to grasp what the hell's... Oh, no way. Really?
Oh, nice.
That's baller.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Mars, did you succeed? Okay. All of you notice eyes staring at you from the level of the water.
Oh, no. Fucking alligators.
No, crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
On the rocks, quick! Are there rocks to get on?
On the rocks!
So you are able to scramble up onto the rocks, yes, but these crocodiles are eyeing you like you are going to be dinner.
Okay.
So
we scramble out of the water onto the rock.
Just do a mental check for recall. Difficulty 1.
Everybody's doing this?
Difficulty 1.
Everybody doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi-oh.
Missed
Yes.
it.
Got it.
I did not get it.
So Abraheem recognizes the fact that where you entered is a little bit like probably a few meters around where you are. So you may actually be able to just climb along the rock face around into the little inlet.
Yeah, I'll try to shimmy around onto where we came in with the boat there.
Yep.
Oh, neat.
So
we can get back in the boat, yeah.
Physical check difficulty 1. Just remember the boat's not there.
And take a rope.
We don't know. Oh! Yes.
I
This is
didn't
awesome. This is like
I'm doing it.
I should be DMing tonight.
Damn.
We'd be dead by now if you were
Snake
here.
eyes.
If it was D&D, you'd all be dead.
I know we would. Be a
I've never
TPK.
been so happy about so many critical fails. Sorry, that was a mental check, right? So you get to
That was a
take in a
physical
mental.
check.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
He's gonna be like level 10. We're gonna be like level 1, Hank.
I'm pretty sure I'm level 1 right now.
So you see Abraham going around, climbing along the rock face and going around the corner.
So we're just following him.
Yeah, so it's Mars's turn.
We're supposed to climb around too?
Yep, so difficulty is 1.
So I got physical. So 2d1,
2d2s, yep.
2.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I failed it. Double snakes.
Oh.
All right, so you fall into the water. Scotty, difficulty 1.
Ah. All right. Let me
Hi, I swim like a sinking ship.
Okay, I made it.
All right, so Scotty, you're able to climb up, but obviously now you have a friend who's flailing around in the water with a few crocodiles close to
Okay,
his position.
I swing my staff out and swing it down to my friend, and so he can grab onto it like a stick.
Okay, difficulty 1, Hankerin.
Oh, nice.
Come on, man, get out of the water!
Got it.
All right,
Yay!
Sword.
Woo!
so you get pulled up, you're now back on the rock face. So
Come on, buddy!
Scotty, you succeed on getting around, but Hankerin, you've got to do another physical check to try to succeed getting around.
Good grief. The water, the crocodiles, the water dials.
Watch those
I
slippery
failed that
ones.
So he slips
let
and
go.
falls into the water, but this time it's on the other side, so you're in the cave. There are no crocodiles around.
Quit playing in the water.
Abraheem is
At least we
able
got
to
one
get
good
to
thing,
the
you got a
jetty
bath.
where the old rickety boat is there.
Okay, so there is only the one boat there, the one that we found when we came there the first time,
And in the
but our boat is not there.
the same short sword that you have.
Oh.
Aha, we did move back in time.
Ah. I'll take it this
Um,
time.
Okay, I'm going to.
We could farm time for swords.
First of all, like I'm going to pick up this short sword and hold it next to my other one and touch them
Oh,
together
right.
to see what happens.
Right. Does it look exactly the same?
So both swords clink against each other and nothing happens.
Okay, and then I look and I take this one other short sword and I pass it to my friend Pivell and say, "Have you learned anything from this old man? Perhaps you."
I
could
believe I
use
have.
this."
Thank you, sir.
Why does he keep calling us old men when he's the old man?
I don't care. He gave me a sword.
Good point. Good point. Moving forward.
So
He's a little loopy.
you all going to pile into the boat, I assume?
Yeah, well, I'm getting
Uh-huh.
right into the boat there.
So are we going to try to get ahead of it and save the town?
Does the rickety
Yes.
boat have
Absolutely.
any paddles?
Does it have any shovels?
Shovels?
There are no shovels in the boat, no. But there are two.
But there's going to be one in town. You're
gonna
going
wreck
to
the
steal it from yourself.
Gonna erect a bronze shovel in the town.
We got to remember to leave a cannon on shore so that next time we come back in time that we'll have a cannon.
That'd be fine, except we don't have a kid.
Well,
Okay.
fuck. I mean, we're in this timeline. Let's row to town immediately and save these
Yes.
motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So you basically you from your previous rowing experience, it's much easier with an oar than it was with a shovel. So you put foot and you know even Hankerin is now helping you, and Mars is
I'll row with a cod.
he now has his purpose of saving the town as being realized. So with great vigor, you have managed to get to the docks on the other side where there are many people milling around in the late evening of the town and are surprised to see 3 disheveled, battered, and bruised people: a goatherd, a gravedigger, and what was yours, Scotty?
And another guy.
And another guy stepping off this boat. Scotty still has the empty box.
Whoa.
Should we kill ourselves?
So, Mars, it is your turn.
But then I'll do what I did in the near future, but in the past, just before that, which I will announce to the town, everyone evacuate the town, get to the boats. The orcs are coming. Don't ask me questions how I know this, but in a few moments, me and my other self will both be shitting our pants. So let's use this moment. Get the fuck out of here.
So, social check.
There are fishing boats. Get on them.
Social check, difficulty 7.
Sorry. Can I just say that he is a sheep herder, and in a way, he is trying to hurt some people.
Can that go down to difficulty 6?
I'll give you an extra dice.
Oh, there we go.
So diff 7 is D8,
20s.
D12s.
D20s.
Oh.
Yeah. But I get an extra one. They're all on the floor. That means I get 3. Nine, 11, 8. Failzor.
Unfortunately,
So I'm like,
the crowd.
hello, people of the local area, do a certain thing that you might want to. Oh, crap.
The crowd sees you as a drunken reprobate who is now screaming out.
Which what he
all
usually
kinds
is.
screaming out all kinds of nonsense. And so they just continue on with their day or evening.
Nobody understands super string theory, I swear.
So I don't know if we should let our other selves
So-
see these selves.
So that brings us to Pivell.
I say we leave this place. What if we can't meet ourselves? What would happen?
He makes a really good point.
I say we sneak out of town.
To solve what's really happening.
Yes.
It's a really freaking good point.
There's a brighter world out, or there's a bigger world out there. And my family threw me out.
Oh, we know about that part.
So
Oh.
this- you,
Well, see, that's-
you're walking.
We'll see.
You're walking up the street now. All 3 of you.
Okay. That's why I had all my gear, because my family, just before this happened, had actually thrown me out because they said, you're an adventurer, you're not a farmer, go make your way in the world. And they had just thrown me out.
So we're at the last second here where we maybe get to duck to one side. What do you say, Abraheem?
It's Abraheem's turn. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. Abraheem's
Can
turn.
Can I see the tavern in the distance?
The tavern is up ahead. Please do a census check. Difficulty 1.
Okay, so if it's difficulty 1, that's a D2, but I have like a full box on senses. So what does that mean then?
So you get an extra
Add one.
dice, but you do not earn
So
experience.
I am
points.
rolling
2d2.
2.
You're level
2.
2 now.
Yeah.
You're level 2 in the census.
That's a success, but I don't get to mark anything down.
Correct.
Correct.
You see
Yes.
the librarian
Nice.
entering the tavern with a box under his arm.
Ah,
You said the librarian what?
I see the librarian.
Entering the tavern with a box under his arm.
Okay, so I continue walking towards the tavern. I say to my friends quietly, we have to give him a head start, but we can't cross the stream. So we can't let ourselves see yourselves. And I put my hood up. I put my hood up and I as quickly as possible without running, so as not to kind of towards this library, knowing that I am somewhere close by, around the corner. I can't remember where it was exactly.
So you get to the librarian at the door to the tavern. Through the window of the tavern, you see the three of you jovially clanking tankards as you enjoy the ales that you had the night previously.
So it's a few hours earlier.
Yeah. So what?
It is dusk.
If
So
we?
the light. It's not dark.
What if you
yet.
say something and it changes the timeline and we don't save these people?
Do a
Well, we
census
didn't save
check.
them to begin with.
Do a census check, difficulty 1.
Everybody?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everybody?
2 of these. Got it on the first one.
Didn't get it.
Got it.
Mars succeeded.
Okay. So, Mars, you notice the box that the librarian is carrying
succeeded.
is not the same box that you have.
What does that mean?
What's it mean?
Do we recognize, though, like seeing ourselves in
We're
the
in
window?
a different timeline. We're in a different universe.
If this was the day before, like, do we recognize ourselves?
It is definitely the evening of the night that just happened.
Okay.
How did we trigger going back? It's the most important thing. Not a question for the DM, for us three. What exactly happened that made us go back? You guys remember?
I think it was the magic ball.
Did we?
We didn't exactly see what happened. We climbed out of the window.
See it.
We kind of stumbled into the other timeline.
So maybe.
What the hell happened? When did we pop through? What did we do? How do we know how to go forward now without? How do we know how to go back and stuff? What are we trying to change? That the village gets destroyed?
The answer is, should we change anything?
The goal is to try to avoid the village getting decimated by this horde that we know is coming.
Definitely.
Right? Even if that means altering our own personal timelines and we have to live in some kind of weird seclusion as to not ever cross paths with our correct timeline selves for the greater good of the town.
Out of town? Like, do we go the opposite direction of the island? We go inland?
I felt
say
like
we
we
try
need
to
give this guy a head start. He was trying to get to the library, so we try to give him a head start this time, but he's got a different box, so I don't know.
Maybe we could go out of town and see if we can locate these enemies before they get to town.
Let's try to.
Mm-hmm.
But even so,
Yes,
if we need to intercept, like, remember there was like 55 of these things. We need to get like the town guard on our side, which I don't know that we could do without sounding crazy.
We have to throw amigos their asses.
I feel like there's no other alternative that this mysterious fellow.
Yeah, because we don't know what us messing around here will do.
So what's the librarian with the orb? We don't know.
It doesn't have the same box.
Abraheem like starts to get frustrated and feels like the more they think about this, he's still riding the wave of confidence, and he just reaches towards Pivell and grabs box that he's holding towards this fellow.
So sorry, you grab the box and
I grab the
Abraheem,
box.
what are you
from
doing?
Pivell, and it says, "Things have proved me right so far, and unless your idea, I."
Would be like so out of our scope to understand
Abraheem,
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would
you
just
can't
be
even,
trying
like,
to reenact doing the right thing.
rationalize this. Yeah, like I
Probably-
can't even
probably would,
rationalize
yeah.
what's going on. Like
Right. We're trying to
the
rationalize.
weirdest thing,
You grab the box and
and
so you're showing the box to this librarian.
I don't know how close the same kind of turn. I want to see if he recognizes the box we
So
have.
you walk up to him, and he he's a little bit startled by your approach. And you show him the ornate box, and you open it up to show him, and you say, "Look." And he drops his box, and a whole bunch of cupcakes spill out onto the ground. And he says, "Come with me."
No wonder time is falling apart. It's the cupcakes.
So he
They'll just
We got so few words.
he leads you to the library. You've never been in the library. You know the library exists, but it's nothing you've ever been inside. And he leads you, he unlocks the door and leads you through and all through the huge rows of books, and he leads you up the small staircase all the way up to the top of the library. And you come into this room where there is something on a pedestal that is covered with a velvet cloth. And he rips off the velvet cloth, and you see the ornate box inside. And he opens up the box, and you see the orb in front of you. And he says, "You must touch the orb."
Freeze. Is he speaking to, like, all three of us or one of us specifically?
All three of you.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
kind of
Is
in a
this what-
stupor, like
is this
follow
what
him,
caused them
and
to
it's like,
attack?
what?
Now, can I do some sort of, just like, I don't want to say a perception check, but like, just to get a read on like how I feel about what he's saying, like if I trust him in any sense?
You can do an emotion check, difficulty 1.
No.
So you are indifferent as to whether he's trustworthy or not.
Ugh.
And I say, this seems, after what we've been through, this seems to have too much weight to blindly touch. Luck has led me throughout this fateful night, but I don't know if my luck may soon run out. So you must understand that we require some sort of explanation as to what's going on and what this thing is before we lay hand on it.
The only way you would have the orb in your possession, or the box that contained the orb, if something went horribly, horribly wrong and you have activated the weapon. You don't,
Horribly wrong. I thought it went pretty good. Maybe we should be trying to.
you
Get the
do
weapon
not
away
actually
from
have
us, it did.
much time.
For us,
so
it did,
I
not for
implore you
everybody
to
else.
touch the orb.
Maybe we should try
Alright,
to take it out into the countryside instead.
All right, I kind of just push my friends aside and I touch it.
Scotty disappears.
You don't know if I went back to the other timeline or I actually disintegrated.
And I look at this mysterious fellow and I say, "Where did my friend go?"
All will be clear. You only have to touch the orb and everything will become apparent.
So it seems like you have two choices.
Feed our souls to Salag.
Time is not your friend, and traveling through it is extremely dangerous.
Before we touch the orb, let's knock him out.
Okay?
So Mars says this out loud.
You know the
like
thing
he's
where
not
you
even
put
in
one
the
hand on
room.
top of their head and then you hit the hand with the other hand?
Yeah, like, and I give him a nod, like an approval, like do your thing.
Okay. So you strike him upside the head, and he collapses to the ground.
Okay, now let's touch the orb.
Wait, Wait.
So, Brandon.
I search his body. I search his body for the amulet.
Okay. And you do not find the amulet.
Okay. I
I'll
shrug
grab
and
the
I
rope.
chicken at first.
nothing. Reach out and I put my hand on the orb.
Me too.
All right. So you appear back in the ornate room in the fortress. Scotty, you arrived like seconds before, and in front of you is the librarian with a bandage on his head. And as you appear, Mars, he slaps you across the face and says, "Fuck you, little shit." That was completely unnecessary.
What day is it?
It's the day that it's basically moments after you went back in time. However, once the time was reset and we knew that, well, I knew that there was a problem and a massive problem that was coming, we were able to fortify the town against all possibilities. So we had the garrison fortify the walls, and the orc horde was vanquished before they could even break into the town. I came here by boat with a few of the city guardsmen to thank you for your valiant efforts in obviously saving the town. However, the dwarf gets none of my sympathies.
We did it, friends. We're alive.
I hope you didn't hurt your hand.
And that is, as they say, it.
When I'm making a stand and I'm like, I'll sacrifice myself and let's all burn here together. Usually everybody's like, hey, yeah, cool idea. But you're like, no, actually, let's jump out the window.